Hey, you know what time it is. Coming back like Jordan wearing the 4-5, baby. It is Sunday morning. It is the We Outside live cast. I'm about to get the alien, my brother from another, and my number one producer, Discreet, up in this motherfucker. I'm also about to get Annette, a.k.a. Pacific Diva, from In the Know 360, where we were the guest yesterday. And we're going to have some conversation today, people, because, that's what you do when we outside. So bear with us. By the way, while we're waiting for them to pop on, if you have not seen yesterday's episode with OG Chili Chill from the original Lynch Mob, legendary music producer, DJ, beautiful human being, and somebody who was kind enough to take his time out yesterday and have a conversation with us about putting the guns down and mental health from his perspective and his experiences. That's in addition to Justified Smith, who we had out last week. That's in addition to Terry C. Carney that we had out 2 weeks ago. Oh, by the way, our brother, newest family member, to Equivalent, his episode is loaded up on the YouTube. Chili Chills is loaded up on the YouTube. Discreet, I'm bringing you, bro. I got you. Man, it's crazy. But y'all need to check the fuck into that. Discreet, hold on, bro. I got you. There we go. I just sent you an invite.
What's up, bro?
There you go. What up, man? What up, man?
Can you hear me? Well, I've got to turn you up a bit. It's not as loud as I thought. What is up? It's another hot one here. You good?
Yeah,
you, mate,
bro.
you're not well, are you, at the moment?
I'm perfectly well, dog. I'm perfectly well. What are you talking about?
Apart from being sleep deprived.
Yo, I maybe got... Hold on, let me do the math.
Yeah, go on, tell me.
Maybe 3 hours of sleep.
Damn. How are you feeling right now?
Haha. Fucking tired, dog.
Yeah.
I'm tired as a motherfucker,
When you just come in then, I was like, yeah, Mike didn't sleep very much. That's why he's acting loopy.
I'll put it this way,
it makes
bro.
me go crazy.
I'll put it this way. There was one time when I first moved to Colorado, years and years, like right in the beginning, I discovered edibles like that. I already knew about edibles, right? But I discovered Colorado edibles, right?
Right.
And I took almost 100 milligrams of like a drink one time. Bro, I was seeing pink elephants, dog. That's how. So the true answer to your question, I feel like I might start seeing pink elephants while we're on this live cast. Which I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to make it that much more entertaining, bro.
Oh, bro, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you a quick story. Have you ever done sativa? No, not, is it called
salvia?
No, that's a strain of fucking weed.
Are you talking salvia?
Salvia!
Yo,
have you ever done that?
Oh, tell me your story, and then I'll tell you mine.
Right.
Yes, I have. Hey, real quick. PSA out there, people, especially the kids.
Yes.
Don't do drugs, especially drugs like salvia.
This is past experiences, and this will be a warning to you.
Mm-hmm.
So mine, quickly, as quick as I can. So I wanted to do it on my own. The family was away on holiday, right?
Yep.
Saturday night was my last chance, but I told myself Friday night. Anyway, Friday night came, I bottled it. I was like, shit in it. Anyway, Saturday night came, I was like, I got to do it. So I've sat down on the floor. Hi, Annette. Sorry. So I carry on.
No, carry on. We're Discreet and I are sharing salvia stories real quick. If that's cool with you.
Okay,
They're gonna be interesting, and it's also
we're
in the middle of the PSA. Kids, adults, don't do drugs, especially like salvia. So we're outside. Discreet, salvia story. Yeah, drink that coffee, and you're gonna want to drink your coffee for this one.
And so I'm sat on the floor in my living room because from what I've researched, I'm thinking I need to be on the floor. Right. So I took the big toke and I let it out straight away and thought, I need to hold it in. So I've gone again and held it, let it out, and I swear to God, this reality just got ripped away in front of me. It's like a claw went, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the next thing, I'm in this like fairground, right? And I feel like I've been strapped to a Ferris wheel. And I'm starting to go round and I can't get off it. I'm zip to it almost, right?
Yep.
Then I realised, hang on a minute, I am the Ferris wheel. That's what I realised. So I'm going round, and then when I get to like
Yep.
and my head's meant to be at the floor, I just get sucked into like this 1800s castle, right? And I'm running around, and then I start coming back because I'm running around this castle looking for my phone. And I'm like, where's my phone? So I'm somewhere, my head's in modern times, but I'm running around this castle. And then, like a square by square, my living room starts appearing in front of me until all the squares are there and I'm back in my living room. When I come back, I didn't know what had happened, and then I seen the bong in the corner, and I was like, that was a salvia! My first words out loud on my own, I'm never doing that again. I never have.
Yo.
But when I was there, it was quite fun, especially when I was a Ferris wheel. That was like...
I'll tell you what. I'm glad you had fun while you were under that influence, because I did not have fun. Here's my experience.
It was quite fun. It's when I got back was a scary bit.
Yo, my boy Sly comes over. All right. This was going back probably about 16 years ago, 17 years ago, right? Because I was living in Connecticut still, and I moved to Colorado in 2011, right? So my boy comes over. I've got a 2-foot bong. All right. Sly's like, we got to pack it up in this 2-foot bong. Whatever, man. I've never done this. You have, so sure, whatever, bro. I wanted him to go first. All right. Now context. He didn't go first, and there's a reason why that you will find out here shortly. Pack up the bong, rip the bong. Same thing you said. I get immediately pulled into this fucking bro. Here's a wall. Okay, here's a wall. I got sucked into the wall. No. I literally was the wall. Like you were the Ferris wheel. But here's the fucking problem. Here's the problem. I wasn't having fun because I was stuck in the wall. So much so, but I was somewhat with it. The TV was on. I was watching college basketball. All right? Dude on TV. I'm sitting there thinking.
I wasn't even in the room anymore.
Stuck in the wall, bro. I never left the couch. I never left the couch. I ended up being stuck in the wall, bro. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, having a conversation with myself. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? How am I going to get out of this wall? Like, I literally felt like I was stuck in this wall forever. I'm like, how am I going to go to work tomorrow? How am I going to make money? What the fuck am I going to do? And the dude on the TV, he looks at me. He goes, Mike, you're fucked, buddy. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then I was just in that state of whatever the fuck you would call it. And then I came to, and I looked around. My boy Sly's sitting over there with this big, like, shit-eating grin on his face. My ex-wife is looking at me like, what the fuck did you just smoke?
Yeah.
And so then Sly's turn. Sly rips the bong and the salvia, and then he goes into his stupor.
Yeah.
And I sit here the whole time because he's like fucking like drooling and like doing this, and I'm like, and I asked my ex-wife, I was like, yo, is that what I was looking like?
She's like, yep.
I was like, yep. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Had I fucking known? Had I motherfucking known? There is no way in hell I would have touched that shit. So again, PSA,
don't do that.
Discreet, what is our PSA today to the We Outside Livecast?
Kids don't do drugs.
Don't do fucking drugs, especially salvia.
Yeah, exactly.
With that said,
honestly,
good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I was on my own, so I don't know. But I was sat on the floor when I started. When it finished, I was running around my living room. Luckily, nothing got broken.
Literally or just figuratively?
No, I was walking in circles around my living room when I came back to.
Oh my God.
Man,
okay. On the floor.
That's crazy.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome away from the drug Don't Do Salvia PSA this morning. And welcome to the We Outside Livecast.
Yes.
Where we share all kinds of stories, even when Discreet and I are talking about our salvia experiences. And we welcome a wonderful good morning.
We are honest here.
AKA our newest family member up in this motherfucker.
We
Annette.
outside.
Good morning, beautiful lady. Beautiful human being. What is good your way out on the East Coast this fine morning?
Oh, well, now that you've educated me on don't
Yeah.
Salvia.
That's
Salvia, don't
yeah.
do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Hit them trees, no problem. Don't fuck with the salvia.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Look, so can you guys hear me good? Because I can put
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
AirPods
yeah.
on.
We
We
can hear you.
good? We good.
You were
Okay.
good. Good morning to equivalent. Our brother,
Good morning,
one of our
You're
newest
in.
equivalent.
family member. My brother. Salute, salute, salute.
Definitely.
I appreciate the welcome, and now I'm in the hot seat, y'all.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah.
shoes on
And
the other foot.
I
And the
know,
cool
like,
thing is, we got to go first yesterday. Woo-hoo!
And it.
right?
I was just kidding. This is gonna be easy peasy lemon
Oh my
squeezy.
gosh.
You ain't got nothing to worry
So
about.
I had to learn your hook, right? And I was like, okay, I got it. We outside. You outside. You can find us
That's
at any given time. We
That's the
out
one.
here.
yeah.
You
You
out
in
here.
there.
You in
You can
there.
find
Find
us
us
any
any
fucking
fucking
where.
like I wrote the hook down. I got a
You
flash
know it
this
is.
morning with it.
Brilliant.
Run that shit. That's one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you real quick. That it's really funny that you bring that up actually because that track and a track by the name of Me versus Me were the last two songs that are recorded as Wonder Mike, and it's really dope in my transition, my elevation with my music and my rap. I felt like when I was recording those two tracks because I was very beginning stages. I felt myself transitioning on those two, and we outside produced by this motherfucker right here. The alien did his thing on that shit. And he was. I wrote that track about him. I wrote that track about him and my brother illness.
I must admit, though, I look back at some tracks and I think I'm doing so much better now.
So am I.
Yeah.
But that's the beautiful thing about
Yeah.
progress, right? That's the beautiful thing about progress, right? And before we go any further, because you know what, so we can get right into this. I've got to give a proper introduction to the queen that we have on the show today.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, we got Pacific Diva, the host, the CEO, the creator. She is a mom. She is a veteran. Thank you for your sacrifice and service. She is a whole lot of things, and I'll tell you right now, she is one dope and fun human motherfucking being. Let me tell you that right quick.
That's the
So,
advantage. We found out a bit
Thank you.
yesterday.
yeah, man. So, Annette, as we always like to do at this part of our conversation, we like to turn the mic over to you and allow you the opportunity as our special guest today because it is your show. Discreet and I are just here to facilitate this today. We're going to have a little fun too. We're going to have a little fun, but let the outsiders know, in your own words, who you are and what you are about.
I'm the queen bee. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo, say that shit proudly. With your chest out. Let's go. She's the queen bee.
Oh my god, we outside now. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, and now you're in the know, kind of.
Yeah, we are a bit. We are.
We be in the
Especially
know.
with
We be in the knowing that we outside. That's what it is.
That's right.
meat and
Oh my
berries as
god,
well.
my bad. We have jokes for days. Two equivalent. If you did catch the recap, man, we had a blast for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like the synergy between us, I'm like, okay, I know which
Yeah,
button to
man.
push and which not to push.
Right?
And
The drink, fake drink, and the oh my gosh, I'm still can't. It's so funny when you have so much fun. It's like I can't wait to the next day. It's like you're a kid, right? You're like,
Yep.
I
yeah,
can't wait to go to school to meet my friends.
and then
Well,
That's how I
school is in
feel.
session. School is in session.
Right?
It is
I feel
Sunday
like
school,
Mario
people.
Brothers. Princess Peach.
Oh my
And
God.
Mario and Luigi. Hey!
Hey, it's the Mario.
Right, right. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for welcoming on your to your platform. My name is Annette Atoigwe, also known as the warm-hearted warrior diva at Endino 360. And I won't go through my interlude, but but basically, what I do is I help artists, indie artists, entrepreneurs to give a voice for them to let them shine on my platform. But not only that, like what he said it so brilliantly and lovely. I'm a mom of three, and one I wouldn't say teen adult. He's an adult. He's 20 now. So I have two sons and a daughter, and just military. 24 years of military service. I was in the army. I was a soldier. I was a private, well, enlisted, and then I became an officer in the U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps for like 17 years. So total time of service, 24 years.
Ooh.
I know Uncle Sam had me for 24 years. So
No, 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 no. You had Uncle Sam for
that's
24
it.
years. Let's not get that shit twisted, all right?
Right. And then as I was telling Mikey P and Discreet yesterday, I was like, man, the whole put the guns down. That thing, I mean, it's just a very vital thing that we're dealing with, right?
Oh,
War.
yeah.
It's always a war zone every day in different areas. You never know. I mean, you could be in the suburbs. It don't matter where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And
I
the
was
thing
listening
that's
to
killing
your,
me, right? One of the things that's killing me about it, there's some people that it's just ingrained in them, and it don't matter what you say. There's some people that's not going to listen, and that kills me thinking about it. There's people out there that's not going to listen, and as long as people are listening to them, there's always going to be a battle. But I'm willing to just try and put as many down as we can.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
And it's to me, being, I guess, behind the weapon, because we don't call it gun, we in the military, we call
Mm-hmm.
it weapon, because
Mm.
it is a vital thing. It's not a happy go lucky thing. It's like, this is real shit, this type
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. People
And
die.
you like when you're carrying that piece, you have to know what the hell you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was trained to do in the military, as I said
Mm.
earlier, that you go through this rigorous boot camp, and it's no joke. I mean, you're literally carrying. I'm carrying two live hand grenades in my
Mm.
hand.
Exactly.
And,
If you pass me a
and a
gun,
bunker.
I've never held a real gun in my life, but if you pass, I'd like be saying to you straight away, "Is it on safety?" I do not want to even
Right,
touch it, and like,
right,
'cause if anything squeezes a little bit, I'll be like, "Fuck." Yeah,
right.
fuck
And
that.
and the thing about it is, you have to make sure that the chamber is empty, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't
Mm.
want to like accidentally, you
Yeah.
know. So that's the first thing we had to learn is the weapon. We had to learn how to disassemble it, reassemble it, check when you go to the range, right? You had to hold the weapon at a certain
Mm.
angle. Like you literally the M16, you have to hold it like this up in the air,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right. So
Like
there's like,
scissors, isn't it? Don't like walk
yeah,
around with them. Yeah. Put the
right.
blade away.
And look, don't get caught without your weapon at night now.
No.
Cause cause I strapped the weapon to my body. This was during boot camp. Like I had to literally get the sling and strap it across my body and sleep with it like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Because if in the morning, right? Because everybody's out in the field and you're sleeping, you don't have your weapon. Guess what? And you wake
Yeah.
up the next morning, you don't have it. Guess what? You're
You
dead.
are up. Yep.
Unalive, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because this is real. I mean, this is a serious thing, and so not trying to go dark, but this is real life stuff that we're
Yep.
dealing with, and people risk their life every day,
Mm.
out here. And it's like you ask yourself, okay, I fought for my country, but what am I fighting for out here in the streets? You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? Like for a dime, for a nickel. I mean, what is
True.
the mission? What is the
Yeah.
purpose
Have
behind
you
it?
heard of the Reaper, the sniper guy, black guy with dreads? I follow him on YouTube, and like he says the same thing. He's like, I done in the end. It's like, what was I fighting for?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so he's quite a popular guy, but oh man, the stories he's got, are like,
yeah. It's all like ego until it's not ego anymore,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's all
yeah,
like fun and games and oh my gang or whatever. I mean, I've never been, no pun intended. I'm just saying, like, but what is it? What's the react? Like what's the mission? At the end of the day, what's the impact you're trying to make for
mm,
yourself and for your family? What ROI, return on investment, are you getting from this?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to look at it from a business standpoint, right? And so
mm,
that's my thing about this whole thing, because like when you lose someone, it's like, okay, well, shit. Now I'm, you know, it costs me grief.
Mm.
So that's the thing. I think people have a mindset just in general of what's now. How can I survive? Where can
Mm-hmm.
I get this money? You know what I mean? The survival. We need to get out of that survival mindset and be more of a creative mindset,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
abundance mindset, because that's all scarcity. I mean,
Yep.
they teach you this in business. It's scarcity a mindset will drive you nuts, will drive you, you know, to the
Yeah.
deep end.
Yep.
So anyway,
Yeah.
that's my piece. Hopefully I answered your question. I don't know if I did.
No, you did. And the beautiful thing is, it led us right into the next thing that we're going to talk about. 24 years military service. Because again, we flow organically and authentically here. We're just going to go where the conversation takes us. What led to you making that decision, that choice to join the military? And forgive me, I don't know if I missed it or if you didn't say. Because what branch of military was it? Navy?
So no, no,
Oh, okay, good.
no,
You're 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 not a seaman, right? You're not a seaman.
You've been inside too long. No, I'm just kidding.
I have. No, I haven't had enough sleep. I was on the phone with Justified till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
You inside.
Man,
No,
I am inside. I'm
And when I
inside.
woke
I'm
up this
fucking
morning,
tired. I need to
Mikey,
put my sleep self to sleep.
when I woke up this morning with like about 5 hours to the live, right?
right.
I pick up my phone and there's Mikey on live. I'm
I,
thinking, damn, he's not even gone to bed yet. So yeah,
All right.
you got.
All
So if he acts a bit weird, it'll be all right.
you know,
The
it's so
sleep is
funny.
right.
You know, it's funny. You probably said, "Oh my gosh, did I miss a life?"
No, I was in total control of what was going on. For once, I was thinking, Mikey, just you don't know what he's doing right now.
I didn't.
That's
I
Normally the
didn't.
other way round. Normally I
Yeah,
don't know what's going on.
that's true. But yeah, it was funny. I thought something was weird when like 10 minutes before showtime, Discreet's like, "Yo, I'm here, bro. I'm here. We're good. We're good."
Yeah, I thought he
Oh
was
my
asleep.
god.
that's
Sorry.
funny.
Back
So
back
Sorry.
to
Yeah.
back
our
to the question.
back to
Okay,
the unscheduled programmed question.
that's good.
24 years. 24 years
Okay,
military service. What led to that choice for you saying, I'm going to sign those papers and I'm going to go rock
okay,
with Uncle Sam? Or sorry, I'm going to let Uncle Sam rock with me for the next 24 years.
okay. So when I was like back in the day when I was young, let me take you back to those days. No, um, basically, I grew up kind of like in a military household. My sister was in the military. She retired as well in the army. And I told her because we've always had beef, right? I mean, she's my
Mm,
oldest sister. I'm like, I'm never joining this army, right?
mm,
And so I'm like, damn, I want to get my college degree. so,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, between getting my college degree and then also having that structure, right? That's and then serving the country, and so that's why the real answer is like really, getting my GI Bill, getting the college paid for. Left home when I was 17, um, and I started my life at 17 after graduating high school, and
mm,
so after that. I was like, okay, let me sign up. I was in the reserves. I was going to do the ROTC thing in college, but then it got too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm going to get out, do the community college, and just join the reserves. So I actually started with the Army Reserves for like, what, 4 years. Then I decided to join active duty Army, and I got stationed at the Pentagon for that stint about 3 years, two and a half,
oh,
whatever, 3 years.
mm.
Are you? Oh, okay. I don't know if he's
Sorry.
frozen.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Okay.
I
I.
had to, set the
Oh,
notifications off on my phone before I
oh,
forgot. My
okay.
bad.
No, you're okay.
Mm,
So then, after that, I was like, I had a break in service. And I was working as a contractor in the government and with
yeah.
the Air Force, and then I decided, I became a single mom. So it's like, I need to supplement. I need to, take care of my son.
Yeah.
And so my oldest child, and I was like, well, let me get back into service. And so that's when I joined the U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps. Nobody really knew about the service until COVID hit.
Mm.
So when COVID hit, our boss, the Surgeon General, was like, "Hey, this is how you wear the mask, and stand 6 feet away from each other, and blah blah blah." So anyway, so that's what I was doing for the past 17 years. And then in 2024, I retired. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do 30. I'm not gonna. I think I'm good. Let me just hang out my uniform. And during the midst of the COVID deployment, my last deployment was at the Dulles Airport. I don't know if you remember Afghanistan refugees,
I
right?
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Okay, so I was part of that deployment. When the Afghanistan refugees came to the U.S., I had to learn. I had OJT, which is on the job training, for those that don't know the acronym, on how to swab noses, right? So I learned from the nurses at the Department of Health, and then how to be a lab tech. So I was swabbing noses and doing the lab tech thing and sending people back to the back to wait on their results. So that's what I was doing that during that COVID deployment, and then that's how I started the podcast because I needed therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to release all that stress, like because it's like you see, my heart goes out to people, the folks. Like, first of all, a deployment is always hodgepodge. It's always a hot mess,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to, get the big guns, right? Like the DOD, the State Department, the whatever departments, right? Oh, I'm the chief. No, I'm the chief. No, I'm the chief.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have like what? This what made me upset. They had the people flying like I don't know 12, 18 hours, whatever, how many hours to get here, and they're in the tarmac for 18 hours. Because no one can decide who's going to go first in this whole processing.
Yeah.
And I was so
No.
upset about that. I mean, there was women that pregnant mothers on the plane. They literally gave birth on the plane.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
Yeah, they
I was
literally
going to
gave
ask
birth.
you.
Like I think maybe five. I don't know how many women was pregnant and gave birth on the plane. Literally coming to the U.S.
Bloody
So
hell.
that's shit that people, excuse my French, that don't think about. Like you're fighting for your lives, okay? So people are just scattered in the airport trying to get into whatever plane. There's a lot of people that didn't want to come to the US. They were
No.
Yep.
actually
No.
supposed to go to Germany or wherever else, but because of the attack and just, a whole bunch of chaos
They
going
haven't
on,
got no choice.
yeah, they got
Yeah.
redirected here.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think I rambled on, but I hope I
Yeah, that's all right.
answered
I
the
was
No,
going to
question.
ask.
it's your show. You can talk about
Yeah.
however and whatever and however long you
Yeah.
want.
I was going to ask you. You don't have to talk about this. You can say no. I don't want to talk about it. But I was going to say, what's the worst thing you've seen while you was in the military? You don't have to answer.
No, I'm good. So,
Yeah.
what during 9/11, right? I
Yeah.
was at the Pentagon, and I used to do distribution. I know it sounds like like what
You're
kind of
selling all the
distribution is
Is
that?
this
DEA
the
drugs
is
Every
this the
for them.
part where you tell us that you're flipping 5 pounds of weed a week
Yeah.
for the
For the
Pentagon?
for the government. Yep. It was you.
It
If
wouldn't
someone's
surprise
doing it,
me.
if
let's
All right,
someone's doing
discreet.
it,
Full
it was
disclosure,
a net.
discreet. Me and Annette were
full
running shit
disclosure.
for the
You,
government.
Full disclosure. Look, for entertainment purposes, guys. No, but so I was basically like literally, I felt like I had pounds, but it was actually information for the White House. So I had a locked bag
yeah, there's a
that
lot of
I had to
responsibility.
that I had to distribute right to and from like they call it cables where the White House get their information in the
Right.
Pentagon. So I would do distribution, paper distribution, paper,
See,
locked paper
Yeah.
distribution.
I see where this is going.
But yeah, so that's what I well going back to the question. So that like between September to December, it was like PTSD for me because
Hmm.
Mm.
I had missed the boat. Well, I missed the attack that day because I was supposed to go to the literally go to the Pentagon all the time,
Yeah.
right? And so I mean, I'm just waltzing the like like it's another
Yeah.
day
Yep.
at the
Yeah.
JOB, and I missed an attack that day. I wasn't
Mm.
walking in the Pentagon that day, but then when I saw it on the TV, I mean, it was like, wait, is this really happening? It was
Mm-hmm.
so surreal.
Mm.
Like I worked in Crystal City, which is about maybe a 5-minute drive to the Pentagon.
There's a
And
lot of rumours about the Pentagon crash as well, isn't there? Whether it really happened, whether it was an explosion, and some people said there was no plane that went into it, and there's a lot of mystery, more, I think, right over the Pentagon shit than there is over the Twin Towers, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
Mm.
so it was a bright sunny day. It was crisp, beautiful weather. I mean, like perfect weather, like San Diego weather. And the it was like ash coming all the way from the Pentagon. Imagine, I don't know how many miles it is, but driving distance is about 5 to 7 miles or something.
Mm-hmm.
But ash out like flying while I'm driving
Damn.
home,
Shit.
and it's like, what the, you know?
What the hell's happened?
Yeah,
Mm.
not only that, but like maybe a couple like November, so September that happened. Then November, do you remember the sniper shooting?
The belt. Are you talking
Yeah.
about
Muhammad?
the Beltway Parkway when that was
Mm.
going on?
Yeah,
This
like
was.
it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was like his name was Muhammad, I believe, and
Yes.
he
Yep.
was
Yep.
like
And
the
he
16
had
year
like
old.
his like stepson or whatever he was to him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very.
was
I
shoot-
Yes, I do.
and I was like literally, I lived, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes away. I was in Arlington at that time, and so that's where he was doing his
Mm-hmm.
rounds. And so I was like, oh my God, I was just at that Home Depot that he shot up. You know what I mean? Like, what? So, I mean, it just catapulted, right? From the 9/11 attack to the sniper shooting. So that was like, and then I got so like crazy, like PTSD crazy, because
Yeah.
I was hearing the helicopters, like you're in your apartment, you're hearing like,
Yeah. Damn.
helicopters. And I'm like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And not really there.
Right, right.
Yeah,
And
bloody
so,
hell. I feel for you. Have you gotten over that now, though, Annette?
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I've sought therapy and
Yeah.
counseling. I did
Podcasting helps.
I did try to
Yeah.
help with the crisis center, but I could only stomach it for an hour. I mean, I did try. I went to the
Yeah.
hotel where they had to find their loved ones, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I can't
At
do
least
it.
you tried. At least you went and found
Yeah,
out that it wasn't for you.
yeah.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, I can't. I have to.
Do
I
this
have
some other way.
So, but that was like the most. Now I have buddies that was like in Iraq, Afghanistan, the war.
Yeah.
But I've learned from one of my buddies that everybody was talking about Iraq, but that
Mm.
wasn't really the war
Mm-hmm.
zone. Like
No.
when you're boots on the ground, it's different from what you see in the media. So he
Mm.
was telling me that the real war was in Egypt,
Mm.
and he was the driver. They did combat or whatever, driving, and he would, I mean, see people blowing up the IEDs or whatever they were blowing up in the street. One of them came close to the Humvee and blew up right there, and like literally, like it flipped, and all he could, like that blast, like that's all he
Mm.
could hear. And it's, I mean, thank God he's alive,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a
And,
lot of horror stories. I have buddies that
oh,
are on meds because of.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I've got a friend who, when he was out there, he was so young at the time as well, and he was on a mission on foot, gun, going around patrolling, and all of a sudden he had footsteps behind him, like somebody run out, or like a couple people run out. So he's turned around straight away, and they've both had covered their face, and he's just shot in fear. And it was mother and a daughter. But the mother had a gun on her, so she was probably going to kill him. But he's done what he's had to do, and then looked, and he left the army after that, and it affected him. But he had to kill a mother and daughter.
It's wild, man, because what you were talking about earlier, Annette, very much resonates with, for me, with what Discreet said, right? In this sense. Very much more grave situation when you're in military, situations, right?
Yeah.
But it reminds me of what you said earlier, Annette, where you're like, sometimes you're like, what am I out here fighting for, right? Like, what's the real agenda here, right? And before I got into my life as a serial entrepreneur, I worked 20 years for corporate, right? And from that standpoint, it's the same thing, man. It's the same thing, right? It's politics, it's money, it's greed, and at the end of the day, whoever the one is pulling the motherfucking strings, at the end of the day, even in the corporate world, you're going to take orders, because just like in the military, if you don't take orders in the corporate world, well, what happens? You get things like write-ups. You get things like discipline. You get things like a fucking pink slip. You know what I mean?
They profit war.
UCMJ.
They profit from war, and that's why it's always going to come round.
Yep, and it's unfortunate, man, because it goes back to what you were saying earlier too, Discreet, or what we talked about with Justified. Like, there's good and bad. I mean, when I was talking to Justified last night, when it was just random, I saw him online. I was going to sleep, as a matter of fact. Well, let me see what Justice is up to. And he was like, "Yo, Mikey P, you want to talk?" I was like, "Fuck it, let it, whatever." I think, and what we came to last night was this, right? There's so much information that's getting pushed out these days. There's so many smoke and mirrors in the fucking world, right? The root of everything comes down to good versus evil. It's really that simple. Like, why do we have to overcomplicate things? There's no need for that.
Yeah.
Let's keep that shit simple, man. It's good, it's evil.
Thing
what side are you on?
I always say to people is, like, people who say, I don't believe in God. If God was, people wouldn't be dying of illnesses. And I say, right, do you try and be good every day? And they say, yeah. And I say, where do you think that comes from? Who do you think wants you to be good? Where does that originally come from? Where did we learn to be good? That all comes from like learning about God. You've got to be good, and then people just look at me and they're stumped. I was like, where does being good come from? Think about it.
It's so true. So
you do believe in God because you're trying to be good.
You'd like to think, anyways, right? Man, that's wild. So, go ahead, Annette.
I was gonna say we're like the yin and the yang. So like our spirit, I mean, God's within, right? Because we're a world of many worlds. We're all connected. That's the crazy thing about it. Like we all come from one tree. You know what I'm saying? And we branch out. If people started thinking about a tree, and you're like one of these branches, then everybody would be like, "Oh shit! I've been living on this rock. Like
I've got some beliefs,
I'm a branch of
are
the tree."
mental. Yeah, I've got I've come to believe certain things, but when you say them out loud to people look at you funny. Like trees are alive. There you go.
Yeah.
Like, trees are not just like a tree. It's something that's alive. It breathes. It's got a conscience. I honestly do think that. But yeah, people look at you sometimes and be like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Is he high? Is he high on his supply note?
Yeah. You smoking on that salvia again this morning, Discreet?
No, man. It's true. I'm telling you. Trees can listen to us.
Well, you're right. But here's the thing, Discreet. Here's the thing. You have your belief system, right?
Yeah.
And as long as it's a belief system that is true to you, and it allows you to walk your path with the intent and integrity that you want to as a human being on this earth, it doesn't matter what somebody else is going to believe. It doesn't matter if somebody else believes you. You could sit here and tell me right now that this cup is blue and it reads "the" instead of "we." Okay, and that might be. It has a tree.
Bro, reptilians are real. Aliens are real. Ghosts are real.
Well, yeah, of course aliens are real. You're a fucking alien, bro.
I believe in the tree too. Look, for real, because look, I believe in the trees. Tell me, control Mikey P. But like, we need the trees to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they need us
Yeah,
for the CO2, and we need them for the O2.
yeah.
You
Take
feel
away
me?
all the green out of the earth, we would die. We would. We would die.
Yeah. Facts.
And we want to be scientific.
Yeah, it is. If you strip it back, we would die without all the grass and the trees and the
It would be Mars.
flowers. And
Anybody living
we
on
would
Mars
die.
right now? Nope.
Right?
Nope.
No,
Look, we'll be messed up if there's
That
no
we
more
know of.
bees. If there's no
Emmett.
more bees on this
Yes.
planet,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Talking
we're
We're
about
done.
fucked.
bees, right? I'm in the UK. Sorry, this is like a bit of a switch of subject, but right, I was outside yesterday
Yes,
and I
you
went
were.
into my
And
shed.
you're
I
outside
was
right
in
now.
my shed, right? And then while I was in the shed, I swear to God, I think it was a hornet. In the UK, we don't get wasps that are this big. I swear to God, it was about 2 inches long, right? I'm in the shed and I'm trying to creep past it. And then I'm just staring at it. And my first thought was, I need to kill it. And I was like, no, do not do that. I thought, I need to take a picture. And then it flew off. But I swear to God, I have never seen something so. It didn't
Hold
come
on,
from this
bro. Well, hold
country.
on. No, hold on.
It
Hold
flew
on.
over here
I
from
gotta stop
Africa.
you for
I
a second.
swear to God.
I gotta stop you for a second, real quick.
It came from Africa. It must have.
How? No, no, no. Hold on. You gotta stop talking real quick, bro.
Yeah.
You went from wanting to kill this motherfucker to
It
pulling
was
your
that
phone
big. I
out
was scared of
and
it
wanting to take a picture of it.
because it
You went
like
you went
it
from
was
fight
fear.
or flight. You went from fight or flight to let me pick out my phone. This is a picture worthy
Yeah,
moment.
I'm not going to kill. I'm not killing one of these creatures, but because it seems pretty chill, but it's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the UK we do not get wasps that big. I think it was a hornet of some kind.
I can
Sorry, I've
appreciate
fucked
that.
the whole conversation up now, haven't
No, 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 no. You didn't because
No,
we're gonna
you're
stay.
fine. No, you're
We're,
good.
we're,
I like it.
we're gonna sting right back into this motherfucking concert. There you go. 3 hours of sleep.
I?
Conversation. If y'all want it to turn into a concert, we can make that happen. We can make it happen. But stinging back into the conversation, I want to talk about transition. No different than discreet transition from wanting to kill this thing to taking a fucking
Yeah,
photo of it. Annette, let's talk about your transition from 24 years in the military to just about a year ago, as you said earlier,
Yeah.
living the civilian life, because that could be very challenging for people.
yes,
Leaving the
Heck,
it's very regimented. You are told basically what the fuck to do. Really, but it's a fact, right?
yeah.
Um,
bloody hell.
in it,
I
discreet.
always get
Fuck,
this
man, in it.
on some
I
guests. They
always
start
wanted to
to
say that.
mimic my voice.
I always wanted to say that. Bloody hell. Whoo, and that's what I was going through. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, like, I might piss some people off,
go
but
for
it's better to be pissed
Nah,
off than pissed on, right? Hey,
that part.
yes,
That
exactly.
part.
Nah,
look,
Brits don't. Brits just laugh back at it when you guys try to do our accent.
bloody hell. So it just rolls off the tongue. So I got, I was sitting in my living room like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Excuse my
Yeah.
French. I mean, you know, thank God I had the pension, right? But it's not the same kind of bread that I
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
was getting every month. Like it was
exactly.
cut in half. So I mean, I'm grateful. I served my, 24 years. But I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Excuse my French. I'm sorry. I'm cursing
That's
now.
okay.
I'm like,
That's
I'm like,
okay. Curse as much as you
What have I
want.
done?
I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I came from making this bread to half the bread, and I got these three kids to feed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Make it make sense. And then, like, I served 24 years, and I was talking with my CEO one time, and he was like, I can't believe you served that much time for your country, and they cut your pay. What kind of shit is that? Not
it
Right?
is,
verbatim, but
isn't it?
basically.
It's true.
It is true.
And so I was like, you're right. and so, I'm sitting here like, I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna lie.
You got used as a
I'm gonna
tool.
keep it 1 million. So this is the thing. My son, thankfully, he had a job, like a, it wasn't like a full time job. It was he worked at a school, before and after care, and thank God for his job because otherwise I'd be,
Mm-hmm.
ugh. And I mean, he helped me financially through this whole freaking year. Last year was
Mm.
hell for me. So to put it nicely, it was hell.
Yeah,
Okay. Financially, I had to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what to do. I mean, I was doing the podcast, right? And the talk show, which is great, which this is my passion. But I'm
yeah,
like, how am I, how am I going to monetize this? And I'm still figuring that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it
I'm
takes
still
a
figuring that shit
long
out.
time. You've got to be doing it for years to even start thinking about that.
Yeah,
Ice Cube said something the other day. If you're not willing to do this
yeah.
shit for
5 years.
5 years and not make any money, then you just haven't got it. Just if you think you can start making money like the next day, forget it.
Right.
You've got to do it for 5 years and don't make nothing.
Yeah.
If you've really got the passion,
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm doing. I've
yeah,
been
you got to
marching.
keep going.
I've been marching. And
Do it.
to me, it's my passion. I love this. So it's like I I believe that money will come eventually. You know,
Yes.
and my main focus is helping people.
Yeah.
That's been always my
Exactly.
mission. My
That's
mission
it.
has always been service, even
Yeah.
while I was serving the country. So I believe when your heart is in the right place,
Exactly.
it would do right things. And abundance, and it's what you tell yourself, your affirmation. Abundance
Mm-hmm.
comes to you easily and effortlessly on a consistent and everyday basis. I learned this
Mm.
affirmation from this
Here's
one
that
guru,
one.
but yeah, like I believe that you have to have faith, like literally, Mikey P, discreet, like this whole year, my faith was rocked.
Mm.
Like I literally was outside, like
Yeah.
outside on faith, and God, whatever your will
Mm.
is, let it be done. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? At the
Yep.
end of the
Mm.
day, it's like, what can you do? You can only control so much. And I've learned to sit with myself and say, you know what?
Mm.
Shit happens
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
on an everyday basis. Like, okay, so what are we going to do about it? And that, have the self talk. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
oh, I can't change this. I can't force this. I can't, speed it
Yeah.
up. So
And you
you
got to
just
be
have to
careful as
breathe.
well. Because
Huh?
everything you've got to sort out, sometimes there's ways of doing it, and you could cheat or you could lie to get your way to it. But I tell you what, that just makes things worse. You got
Yeah.
to just get through what you got to get through and do it without lying. Don't be sneaky. Just
Yeah.
be honest and yeah, just get through it no matter how hard it is.
Yeah.
Do
And,
it in the right way.
my family, I mean, like I said earlier that I had cut them off, right? So they're like, they keep asking me, so how's retirement life? How's retirement life? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm
Mm.
like, okay, so I'm gonna piss people off today, but it's wonderful. It's great. It's fantastic. It's fabulous. Even though I have to budget, even though some days I'm like, shit, I can't. Sorry, kids, no Chipotle today.
Mm-hmm.
So my kids had to learn to adjust, even not just myself, but because I was supplying, like I
Mm.
was like, okay, yeah, let's go out to eat, let's do this, let's go to the movies, let's get my nails done. Shit, I haven't had my nails done in a hot minute. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a sacrifice, and it's like you start thinking to yourself, okay, society has us so conformed, and you start thinking about shit that don't matter.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
I don't get it twisted there. I love the finer things in life, but nails or a phone bill. Now,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
Phone bill's got to be paid,
it
hasn't it?
it comes down to
Yeah.
what matters to
Yeah.
me,
Yes.
and
You
plus,
don't pay that phone bill, that's just they're going to be on your back now, and that's hassle you don't need. Pay it.
yeah. So I
Just
had
pay
to.
the fucking fee.
You know what's so crazy though, y'all?
Mm.
I was 17 outside, literally by myself. So like, and my son always asks me, it's like, Mom, how did you do it at age 17? You were just out here in North Carolina, didn't know anybody. I kind of moved there for college and an ex-boyfriend. But anyway, so I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to think, like, how did I do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And it was God. I mean, it was like faith in,
Yep.
like I literally moved through faith
yeah,
and did my hustle, what I could do. And so I'm like, shit, what am I, I'm in a better place than I was at 17.
yeah,
So I'm like, I'm gonna, soak in it. I'm gonna like really embrace this, freedom,
yeah,
right? And it's like when I start doing, I said there's things that happen for a reason. I believe there's the
definitely.
reason that I had to, because my kids had to learn, right? And I had to learn. So it's like relearning. It's like a reboot.
Yeah,
Yes.
So I felt like this was a whole reboot. I mean, I had to, of course, continue my stretch because be careful what you ask for. Because I said this. I said,
I've
when I
done.
retire, I want to just wake up and go to the gym and drink my coffee and then do my podcast talk show. And I'm doing that shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it?
And it's all, and I'm like sitting there like, I manifested this shit.
Yeah,
You
but
did.
sometimes you manifest what you ask for. I've done it, and when you first thought of that, and you thought, I want to do this, and then that will lead me there, and then I'll be really happy. And then you get there, and yeah, it's good that you've achieved it, but you realise you don't really feel much different, and you thought it was going to make you so much happier, but you realise what makes you happy is getting there. It's like when you get there, you want to do it again. You want to go on that journey again. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not
No, I
about
do.
getting to the end. You want to go on a journey again. Do you know what I mean?
But to your point as well, conversely, let's be real. All good things come with, as we've been talking about today,
Yeah.
trials and tribulations, struggles,
Yeah.
the ups and downs, right? And to the
Mm.
point of manifesting and ask, wishing what you ask for,
Yeah.
you do that, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes some people don't think about what is that path going to look like to get there. And
Yeah.
some people are like, yo, this would be fucking dope. I want to be an NBA player. Can you just fucking do nothing your whole life, never touch a basketball and enter the NBA draft?
No.
No, no, you fucking
You got,
can't, because guess
that's
what? You're
what I
not
mean.
getting drafted, right?
Yeah.
So all right, cool. 11 years old. I want to be an NBA player. I need a team around me that tells me yes. All right, well, this is what you got to do there. But then also, you still have to execute, because nobody can make you dribble the ball. Nobody can make
No.
you shoot the ball. You've got to go and you've got to train. You've got to train before school. You got to train after school, when your
Yeah.
friends are sleeping, when your friends are going to the mall after school in high
Right?
school, for example.
When I decided I want to make music and make my own music that I own, I looked into it and I had to learn how to use this software, LMS. And when it first come up, the default screen that you get, I was like, wow, like
Oh,
what
it's
the
overwhelming.
do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was overwhelming, but because I wanted to do it so bad, I thought, right, I am going to fucking learn this. And
Yeah.
it took me about 2 years, and now there's still little bits I don't know that I
Yes.
will eventually learn. You're always learning, but it took me a good 2 years till I felt I could make a beat without having to sort of go back about what I've learned. Oh, let me look at my notes. How do I do that again? It
Right.
took me about 2 years to start making beats without having to look at my notes, if you like. Now I just do it. I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah, I knew in my head, right, I've got to learn how to do this. And like Mikey says, you've got, right, some people would be like,
it's
oh, I can't be bothered to do that. Oh, fuck music. No, I'm not doing that. That's too overwhelming. And then people, well, you wasn't passionate enough, was you? Do you know what I mean?
it's so true because like
Yeah.
I did this during like while I was in the service, right? And
Mm.
then leading to today, and it's like it. I started with topic discussions. I had like
Yeah, you got to
25
learn.
followers. Like this was like back in 2021, so
Mm.
and then here I am. So I didn't think like, oh shit, I'm gonna be with We Outside today, and
No.
I'm gonna be interviewing all these other people, and I've interviewed Masio, a whole bunch of other folks,
Mm.
prominent folks in this industry. So it's like I didn't, I just say one day, I'm gonna be this podcaster. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna, blow up. No, I
I
just doing
didn't.
it for therapy,
You're just
Yeah.
create. Yes, it's therapy and creating.
and that's
That's the
it.
I
basis of it.
wanted to.
And
I wanted
and
to make
then,
music and make hip hop
yeah,
music for artists, and I did not think this was going to come with it, but I love it now.
but to answer your question, it was bloody
Mm.
hell, and I had
Mm.
to now like relearn stuff, like relearn the budgeting. Um, check my bank. I mean, I always check my bank account, but I'm like, shit, like
Now I really
Yeah,
got to be checking that shit.
I'm like,
yeah,
what? So it's like, gosh, and you
mm.
have to tell your kids, like, sorry, honey, we gotta wait till next month.
Yep.
We gotta stack this up. We gotta, you know. So, and in the midst of things now, because I'm in this entrepreneur seat, I'm teaching the kids, and the kids are like making their own beats or making their own content. Like my
Yeah,
son, I think I was telling you yesterday, he crashed out a little bit
yeah,
because he's on Roblox creating his garden,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
yeah,
literally like the stock market. Like he's like, okay, 96 hours to get that Apple blah blah whatever thing, and 36 hours. So he's learning this shit, and he's like,
yeah,
what? Like literally, I'm like, what the so it's really interesting how like I guess osmosis, right? You're a model to your child or your children,
yeah.
and they're emulating you. They're like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Mom is doing this. Like
Yep.
my daughter,
Oh,
which when we go out, I'm not the spokesperson. I don't say I'm an no 360. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an introvert, but I'm an extrovert. If that
same.
makes sense. I don't know if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
When I was a
She's the one.
kid,
She's the one going up to people talking about, "Hey, everybody, my mom has a YouTube channel. She has a
oh,
podcast." And
yeah,
she's like finding a piece of paper and writing this in the no360.com, whatever, in the no360, and literally tearing, writing it down, tearing it to people, like, here it
no
That's
is,
way.
dope.
here it is.
That is
Go check,
cool.
please subscribe.
Go, go check my mum out.
No, you're right, because we are, at the end of the day, if we are as parents, if we're intently and genuinely present in our kids' life. And what I mean by that is because there's some parents who, yeah, they have their kids, they take care of them, but they're not present in their lives. They're just not. That's a
Oh,
fact.
No.
I had a
And
situation last night.
so
Some
hold that thought,
parents are
discreet.
fucking terrible. So,
Hold that thought, discreet.
yeah.
Because we, at the core of it, when it comes down to it, if we are there as we should be as parents, we are the first influencer that our kids will ever know,
Yeah,
Yes.
ever. So that means, even to the beautiful story that you're sharing, Annette, of being present in your kid's life as a parent should, unfortunately, there's the other side of it as well. For the
Yeah.
parents, if you're not doing anything, you know what? That's still influencing. That's influencing your kids that if they happen to become a parent one day, that they're being, and I'm speaking from my experiences as far as, we talked about it briefly on yesterday's show with you as guest on your show. You get conditioned as a child that this is just the fucking norm. If I live this way from the moment that I can like calculate shit in my head as a 4, 5, 6, 7 year old, whatever the fuck the case may be, until I start reaching those teenage years, well, that's all. If that's all you know in your life, well, that's influence. It's not the best
Right.
influence, but it's still an influence. So, like, it's got to start. Motherfucker, sorry, don't do it, dog. My
mm.
cat is about to do some fuckery. Um, Not
Yeah.
anymore.
My
I checked
daughter
that bitch.
stayed somewhere.
Um,
My daughter
but
stayed
we're
somewhere last
influencers.
night.
We're influencers, right? We're
Right.
influencers. So it's important to know that our actions, whether we're doing something or not doing something, they're going to have a long lasting impact, which
Yeah.
could be detrimental to our
Yeah.
kids. It was
Yeah.
detrimental to me as a kid with
True.
the way that my parents rolled. Man, fuck that noise, bro.
Right.
God, that was fucking horrible. So yeah, we're influencers to our kids day in,
Yeah.
day out, and that's a
Hell
tough job
yeah.
to have.
Hell yeah. You were gonna say
I,
discreet?
yeah. My daughter stayed somewhere just last night, and she come home this morning and she told me about something that happened in the middle of the night between the parents. I won't go into it, but man, like some parents are so irresponsible. I told her you'll never stay in there again, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had a massive argument in front of all the kids, even other people's kids, and
Nah,
didn't
that's
give
not
a
cool.
fuck.
That's not
No.
cool. That's not cool.
Oh,
So when
wow.
I told her, I said, you're not staying there again.
Wow.
Well, you're better than me, Discreet, because I would have been at that fucking house in the
Yeah.
middle of the
I
motherfucking
didn't
night,
know. I didn't know till
yoking
this
Yep.
somebody up
morning.
against the motherfucking wall. Straight up.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yeah.
You run your
I
household
didn't
however the
find out
fuck
till
you
this
want, man.
morning.
That's on you. You
That's
involve my
crazy.
kid in that bullshit, oh, we're gonna have a motherfucking problem. You want to argue?
And
Let's fucking argue, because I'm
Yeah.
about to fucking drop you. You don't do that shit. Nope.
Yeah.
exactly.
Nope.
But yeah, so
It's
I didn't know at the time, but she told me about it this morning. So I said, you're not
uh-huh.
staying there ever again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, some parents are irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's true. I mean, I think that we're always learn a project, right? Because we're learning
Mm,
as we go in this whole parenting thing.
yeah,
Because I tell my kids every day, like if I fuck up, I say I apologize. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
mm,
then I correct myself. I said, don't do this. Don't do what I did, or don't say what I did. Mommy was upset, or mommy. But it's good to they say, oh, the kid's supposed to listen to me and I'm the adult. And
mm,
no, no. We have to learn from our upbringing. Like, why are we so jacked up?
yeah,
That's because we were raised with jacked up people. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
yeah,
let's put toxic people, and it's a generation. Everybody's talking about, oh, we gonna break the generational curse, but you're still doing fucked up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
How are you gonna break it?
yeah,
How you gonna break it?
exactly.
It starts with you. It starts with you breaking that curse, and
Yeah,
then emulating, modeling it to your children. And so that's what I have to say. Why am I, you know, what? Why do I get a certain way, or and then go from there? Like, I don't want my kids to learn
excuse me.
toxicity. Especially
No,
when they say, "Oh, you're never gonna be good enough. You're this, you're that, blah blah blah, whatever, all toxic stuff." And
mm,
because that's what my siblings learned, right? And that's what they did to model their kids. But I'm not modeling that shit for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
no,
I'm gonna keep it real, okay? I'm raw. I keep it
yeah,
honest with my kids
Yep.
because I told him, I said, this world out here, this shit ain't no fairy tale. I mean,
mm,
Disney, yeah, let's watch the Disney movie, blah, blah, blah. That's fine and dandy. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have to work your ass off. You're going to
yeah,
have to, but mommy laid the foundation for y'all, but y'all need to still work, to get where you want to go. And
yeah,
so we're not handed a silver platter. Even if you
Mm-hmm.
were handed a silver platter, make conscious, positive movement with it.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
not just and so it's a growth process for me. And having the kids is like it's really interesting because if I just sat down and think about all the shit you do, like it makes somebody's head spin like The Exorcist.
oh
That's
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
why. That's why.
Sometimes I wonder how I do everything. It's like, how do I fit everything in? I don't know how I do it.
Yeah, so the whole budgeting, the whole like the structure, I had to formulate my own structure and like what am I gonna do, from here on out? Like,
Yeah,
okay, podcasting, I'm gonna do that. Like I just collaborated with Crushed Ice Entertainment, it's a distribution
Mm-hmm.
radio company. So it's like, okay, this is great, the
yeah,
collaborations. And the thing about it at the end of the day is, the mission for me is, am I doing the right thing? Is
yeah,
this right? And that's a question you have to ask yourself.
yeah,
Everybody can give you opinions and suggestions, but it's at the end of the day, it's really up to you what you want to do
yeah,
with your life.
Yep.
And
exactly.
I'll go ahead and say it. So I have a birthday coming up, right? I'm a
Happy
Leo.
birthday.
And
Well, happy early birthday.
well, that's next month. But thank you. But
That's
the thing,
okay.
and so like I'm a little bit older than people think. How I look, but the thing about it is, I don't want to live the rest of half of my life with toxicity. with
Mm,
messed up people. And nobody's perfect, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't want them to be in my circle. We're
exactly.
talking
I
about
feel that way.
energy. And
You get to
I
that
had to
point in
cut
life.
people off. Oh, sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
You get to that point in life where you suddenly get fed up with just being let down, people, you can't trust people. And you get to a point where it's like, right, I just need to assess people when I first in contact. And you decide right there and then, nah, you're not for me. Or, just keep your distance from the people who have already done it to you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I am. I'm fed up with just shit you don't need that's unnecessary. If my daughter causes problems, that's what teenage daughters do. So I take it. But I don't know, someone coming at me saying, "Oh, did you take so and so?" When deep down they know I didn't, and now you're making a fucking issue out of it. It's like, man, I don't need this shit. Go away. You know
Right. No,
what I
yeah.
mean? Just
It's
go
so
away.
true, though.
No, I
It's
didn't.
so true.
Fuck off.
But again, to that point of what you guys are talking about, that's a choice to make, right? You can
Mm,
choose to remain having that toxicity in your life, Annette, or you can choose not to. And you
Right.
know what? Unfortunately, there's going to be, in some cases, because again, we talked about it briefly yesterday, once upon a time, after I divorced my entire fucking family,
Yeah.
like we said, I like even saying it now, like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's sad. It's not. It once was sad. It once was sad for me,
Yeah.
right? Now it's more just like fucked up. It's a fucked up scenario, but it is what it is. And here's the thing: I can't control how another human being or group of human beings are going to act, think of
no,
me, treat me, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But what I
you got to
can
not give a fuck.
control is
Mm.
keeping myself in that fucking relationship or not. Like, so
Amen.
again, here's the deal. I could keep going back to these couple dozen people who
You
just
know what's going to happen.
think this, that, and the other thing, and are just, or I can just choose to extract myself from the scenario.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One way it's going to happen. Either they're gonna be extracted for me, or I'm going to make that choice to extract them.
Yeah,
And that's really what it is. And sometimes the universe is going to do your job for you, man. And
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
let it and just let it be. You think about it, but don't think too hard about it because it
Right.
no,
happened for a reason. And sometimes the reason you might not know immediately. It might take a couple years. It might take
mm,
longer before you
Yeah.
yeah,
might be on your deathbed and be like, oh, something popped. Oh shit! Now I know why that fucking happened. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Right.
Because the universe will reveal itself to you at the
Oh,
time, I feel anyways, at the
especially,
time that you are ready to receive that message.
you've
Yes.
got to be truthful in everything you do, because then the
Yes.
universe is kind to you as long as you keep telling the
Yes.
truth, don't lie, and
Yeah.
everything will just. Yeah,
It,
I just believe telling the truth makes everything better.
yeah. I have to piggyback on that because the thing about it is this, right? When you like gaslight yourself, we were talking about this yesterday. When you
Mm,
gaslight yourself, you're only hurting yourself. And
yeah,
that takes a lot of energy.
yeah,
That
Yeah.
takes a hell of a lot of energy, bloody hell.
yeah.
to take
Bloody
to take
hell.
right that negativity out of you, because like think
Mm,
about it this way, right? You're around negative people, negative energy all fucking day, right? And
Mm-hmm.
let's
okay,
just
I'm
say the
trying to
nine to
avoid it.
five job, whatever. No pun intended with the 9 to 5, but I'm just saying you
Yeah,
in that close proximity with toxic
yeah.
people day in day out, right?
Or some people, like,
I lived through this. So the thing about it is, it's eating at you, eating at you, eating at you. Then you come home drained as fuck because you're like, oh God,
I
I
suffer
need a,
with that.
yeah. So now you're trying to regenerate that
Yeah,
positive energy. You don't have anybody. I'm talking about myself
mm,
to like bounce off shit. Like, yeah, I
mm.
would love to have a partner, but I think I'm good. My partner's God, but like,
I'm the
like
same.
the
I
thing
haven't got
is,
time.
yeah, so the thing is, you're regenerating your that energy because everybody took from you.
Yep.
Mm,
Yep.
And it's like, where do I get that, rapport, that
mm,
positive feedback? It's like a battery, right?
Yep.
yeah,
Once it goes low, it's like shit, I need to plug it in somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that outlet?
exactly.
You got to replenish. You got to take
Yeah,
that time.
too true.
And so what I learned is like, because I really, really enjoyed you guys yesterday, seriously, like it's so difficult to meet positive energy, positive people. And so this is my plug. You guys are like a plug, you know what I mean? And we're
Thank
like
you.
reciprocating this.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly that. Yeah.
So
Well, it's very much true, and I think that's the importance of finding your tribe, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time. You have to be patient, right? Because great things don't happen overnight. When you talk about success stories of these people, there is no such thing as an overnight success. Like there is, but there isn't, right? Because one day, all of a
Success is a
sudden,
motherfucker.
you're going to hear of somebody, right?
right.
But
Yeah.
what you didn't hear about is all the shit that they did leading up to that
No,
quote
no.
unquote break that they got.
Mm.
You know what I mean? There's so much that goes behind the scenes. Like again, like think about it. The guests that you've been able to have, as you mentioned earlier, the guests that we've been able to have the last couple months.
Yeah.
Oh
It's not like
God.
I just one day. It's not like one day I randomly just called up and was like, "Hey, high definition of unconventional kings. You want to come on the We Outside Livecast?" No, that's a relationship that's built, especially for
Right.
people at that level.
I
Right.
tell you, like everyone says how funny I am and what all this crap, right? But I'm telling you, like Mikey's the one that pulls all the fucking strings. I'm telling you that now. Like,
And
he
I
makes
don't.
us
I'm nah.
tick.
I appreciate that, but it's not pulling strings.
Mm.
Discreet. I'm gonna be
Well,
very
you know
honest
what I'm
with you.
saying. You
And
make the
I
cogs
do. I
turn.
do.
You make the
Here's
cogs turn.
here. I'm gonna give the cheat code to life for everybody fucking seeing this right now live, or if you
Yeah.
see this after the fact. You want to
Yeah.
know how you get to do things like we've been blessed enough to do?
Mm.
It's relationships. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
building solid relationships with people.
Yes.
Meaning,
Yeah.
all right, meaning there's got to be a value. And Discreet, you've heard me say this before, right? Here's how I hold my relationships, right? And this is what I expect of other people in the relationships that I hold, whether it's Discreet. And what I'm about to say, I've literally said this to you before. No different than the relationship that I am building with you, Annette. No different than the relationship that I have with my wife or my daughter or
Right.
my brother-in-law or whoever, whatever, whenever. There has to
Yeah.
be value in that relationship. I don't want to call it a quid pro quo. In some cases,
Yeah.
that's what it is, right? But if
Yeah.
you're just talking about, like, when I reach out to somebody, using the example Discreet that you said, when I reach out to somebody, it's always, yo, I come with love and respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I admire you, or we think this way of you because of XYZ. This is who we are. This is our platform. We feel that you would
Yeah.
be a dope person and human being.
Right.
So when I reach out to, the Jerry Robinsons of the world or the unconventional kings, or even when I reached out to
Yeah.
you, and it's like, yo, I love what you're doing. You are
Yeah.
the perfect individual to come out and have a conversation with.
Good person.
That's the value that I'm talking about. I'm not coming to you
Yeah.
like, hey, just come and be on our podcast and platform.
Yeah.
No, 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 no,
Because
no, no.
like,
Because
if we find
people
out,
aren't going to
like,
want to do
say,
that.
yeah, we find out you're promoting like gun violence or like you're a bit of a knob, we're not even going to come to you in the first place because we
No.
just
Well,
don't want that
no.
shit,
Because the
isn't it?
value of the relationship that I'm offering, and again, this is still in the beginning stages of a
Mm.
relationship, the very
Yeah.
beginning, you have to
Yeah.
build up that rapport. You have
Yeah.
to build up that trust. And sometimes that does take every couple of weeks or once a month. Hey, yo, blah, 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 what up, what up? Hey, man, just want to, send a salute.
Yeah.
I would love to have a conversation with you. This is who we are. This is what we're about. Would you mind doing it? So I do. I appreciate what you said, Discreet, but it's the ultimate cheat code. Build
Yeah.
relationships with intent and with value, because I will tell you
Yes.
this right now, and Annette, Discreet can testify to this. I've told Discreet and I have a beautiful relationship. We
Yeah.
have a brotherhood. We are family. But I told this motherfucker straight up, bro, you ever do anything fucking shady that
Yeah.
deteriorates your value to
Right.
our relationship, man, you know what it is, Discreet. Like, if you do something fucked up, bro, I'm gonna
That's
be
the
quick to
thing.
be like, hey,
Yeah.
man,
I've had situations
love
before,
you,
right,
bro, but I can't fuck
where
with
like,
you no more because you
yeah,
did this. And
yeah,
I'm setting, we talked about it yesterday,
Yeah.
setting the right expectations with people.
exactly.
That's what it
Right.
comes down to.
And it's like I've had situations in my life where I've dealt with like big, hard, like back when I was young and involved with drugs and that, and I would come across some big, important people who could fuck you up. And people would be like, "Man, what are you doing fucking with him?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not worried. I'm not gonna fuck him over, and so I'm not scared about anything." Another example was I went to Liverpool's football ground to watch Man United versus Liverpool, but I was with the Liverpool fans, and I'm a Man United fan, right?
Mhm.
A lot of people said to me, "Oh my God, you must have some balls to do that." I said, "Well, no, I just keep my mouth shut. Don't let them know I'm a Man United fan. I've got nothing to worry about."
Yeah.
It's just, as long as, like you say, Mike, I'm not worried about, you do any shady shit. It's like, cool, because I know I'm not gonna. So I'm not sat here thinking, oh, fuck, shit, I was going to fuck him over.
Correct.
Damn. Do you know what I mean? I got nothing to
Yeah.
worry about. Nothing to worry about. Because I
You
know what I'm
know,
doing.
that's a good example. Like, I think sometimes I'm like Venom, right? I love Venom
Mm.
because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, the symbiotic, uh, he has like the good cop, bad cop type of thing going on, and
Mm,
you have to pick and choose your battle. So who makes people think that he's like a what anti-hero, whatever they call it, right? And
mm.
I feel when you live authentic, because
Yeah.
again, after the 24 years of this military service, right? Salute to my country. I'm
Mm,
finding myself.
yeah.
So I'm finding myself in the civilian world. I'm finding myself with my kids. There's a lot of moving parts, and where do I want to take this business? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I navigate through this whole thing? And I think, like you said, Discreet, as long as you're true to yourself, as long as you're being truthful, that
Yeah.
everything will work out the way it's supposed to work out. I mean,
Exactly.
and growing up too, and I think this is the why I had to cut people off. I had to suppress. So not only was I in the military for so long, I was in the military growing up. Like I was living in a conformed life. I
Yeah.
couldn't sing. I couldn't dance. Like I love dancing. My pastime, I probably would have been a fly girl. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like that's how much I love dancing. But I was
Yeah.
told, be quiet, sit down, don't say anything. You have to be a certain way, wear this mask. And so I'm like, shit. I don't have anybody. I don't have the military telling me to do shit. I don't have my family just telling me to, oh, this and that, or criticizing about my kids. Like I don't have all that
Mm.
noise. So I
No,
tell you what, when I finally broke that off, I felt like wow, like
I feel so much better.
yeah.
It's a weight
Yeah.
lifted off the shoulders for sure.
Just that
And it's
noise has
like
been taken away.
yeah, and it's like I finally, and then also the relationship stuff, like I cut all that off. So the thing about it is, I've been divorced for I don't know since 2019 or 2018. I had separation, but and
Mm.
I cut that off. I cut the just a whole bunch of things off. It's like you said, Mikey P. It comes in incrementally, right, to
Yeah.
build who you are,
Yeah.
and um the thing about it is, at the end of the day, I can make TikTok dance if I want. I could shit do whatever the fuck I want because
Yeah.
I'm free.
Yeah.
But people live in this conformity because of society. I have to say a certain thing. I have to look a certain way. I have to have my hair this way. I have to, like fuck that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I said it.
I want to do what I like.
Fuck that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Innit?
And
It's
That's
it's
part of the
once you start
reason.
yeah, once you start that in your mind, like
Yeah.
just close the noise out, shut the noise out, man.
it's
Innit?
life changing. It's life
It's
changing.
part
Once
of
you
the
accept that,
reason. Yeah. It's part of the reason why I don't think I'm interested in getting in a relationship at the moment, because I just love life where you wake up and you just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Do you know what I mean? And like that's where the way I love it.
well, you know what, Discreet? I think,
Yeah.
going with that intent, right? Because what you
Mm.
said there and what Annette was describing there as well, you've got to make that time for yourself because
Yeah.
um, you have to, like, whether it's rebuilding yourself up to find out who the fuck you really are. Because I went through that
Yeah.
experience when I stopped drinking
Exactly.
alcohol. It took me a
Yeah.
couple of years to, like, who the fuck are you, bro? Because I felt like I was lost
Mm.
for 25 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was living a life that wasn't mine, right? Because
Mm.
to what you were
Yeah,
talking about, Annette, society said go to college, get out of college, get a 9 to
Yeah.
5, get engaged, get married,
That's
blah
what
blah
school
blah blah
taught
blah
me.
blah 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 blah. And
Yeah.
man, fuck that noise, bro. It fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And so I did. I had to relearn, right? And so like when I got divorced from my first wife, right? I had the same thoughts that you both did, right? I was like, yo, I am never getting fucking married again. I don't,
Yeah.
if it happens, maybe I'll get in a serious relationship, but I want no fucking part of that, okay?
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
That was my true
That's
intent,
how I
okay?
feel. Yeah.
Couple months later, I separated, from my wife in like April of 2015. August 2015, we were officially divorced in the courts and paperwork eyes, right? December of 2015, 4 months after I just get divorced, and I'm like, yo, I want nothing. I end up meeting my wife. And again, in the beginning, it was just more, it was, hey, we're just here to have some fun. And she was coming out of a relationship herself as well. A very bad relationship. Very bad relationship. And so, like, we were both very upfront with each other. We don't want anything. Hey, I appreciate hanging out with you. You're cool. Let's have some fun. Blah, 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 blah. That's all it's going to be. That's all it's going to be, right? But then a couple weeks in, a month in, we're hanging out with each other every fucking day. Every fucking day. By May of 2016, we moved in together. Another 3 months later, by August, we ended up getting engaged because it happened, or I wasn't looking for it. I didn't want it. That was my intent in life. I put that vibe out. But the universe had different plans for me. There was a different path for me to walk. But the beautiful thing is, I didn't force it.
I'm going to come back.
I didn't force
Sorry,
it.
guys.
Yeah, go do your thing, Discreet. And I'm sure you can appreciate it because you don't want to force anything. Anything that's forced is not authentic. And can you make the most out of that? Yes, you can. But is there purity ultimately in it? Right. And man, I gotta be honest with you. I would have never imagined in a million years that, I would be here with my life and my wife and my daughter, where we are. I mean, going from 2015, early 2016, something like that, to now. I would have been like, you're fucking out of your mind. And so I love that you guys are making that time for yourselves with respect to that type of relationship, right? Because if you're in a true partnership, you're in a true partnership. You're kind of giving yourself a little bit, a piece of yourself away because you're kind of becoming one, right? So like, I wanted no part of that shit, man. I was like, yeah, I did that for 14 years and it fucking sucked because I felt like it was fake. I felt like it was what society or my family or her family or whatever, had told me that I should be doing. And it was forced. It was forced and it wasn't pure. And, after, 7 years dating, 7 years married, the universe let me know what it is. This is not your path. This is not pure, bro. And what I have now, it's pure. And I didn't force it. It happened organically. So I commend you guys for making that decision because there are some people out there who like need to be with somebody. You get out of a relationship 2 days later, they're fucking there with somebody. Like again.
That's nuts because the thing about it is, I mean, don't get it twisted. But I think Mikey P, like your situation, it was a universal and divine intervention, if I will. Like, I think that either which way, right? Somebody, I forget who was the one that was saying this, but somebody said, "Well, I have to date a person now for 5 years before." I think it was the artist I had interviewed. Date a person 5 years before I can say, you know what, I think I might marry you. But me personally, I'm like, no, if it ain't right the first time, or second time, whatever time, it ain't right. Like,
No.
you already know from the bat if that's the person or not
You
that you
should
want to
know
fuck with.
within about 30 seconds whether there's potential at least.
Yeah.
I do. When I meet a new person, I swear to God, I know 50% of what they're like within 30 seconds just by looking in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, it's so true. Like they say, the window to the soul is the eyes. And I swear to God, I can tell a hell of a lot in my life. I've looked at someone when I first met them and thought,
Yeah.
they look like this type of person. They seem like that. And then I sit back, we see what happens, and everything I thought turns out to be true. It's very rare I'm wrong. And I just feel like I've got this real massive sixth sense.
Yeah.
I
No,
really do.
you know what's so crazy? Like,
Mm.
even when you're listening to the person on the other
Yeah,
end, on the phone or whatever, you're like,
you can tell.
no, no.
You can tell. Or just something they'll
I'm
tell you
good.
about their self that
Right.
you think, well, if, something like, oh, I can't be bothered to do that. And I just look at them and I think, well, if you can't be bothered to do that, you won't be able to, this ain't going to be for you. So I'm going to keep this
Yeah.
person at distance because they seem lazy to me.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
said they can't be bothered to do that. It's like the simplest thing in the fucking world. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
take notice of what people do and say, and I watch
Oh,
people
yeah.
when they interact with other people. I'll sit back and watch, or if they do something a bit
Yeah.
to somebody else, and I'm hanging around with it, I think, right, I just seen what you've done.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a note of that because you might do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
And you can't gaslight yourself because
no,
you're like, now you're in this relationship,
mm,
and you're like, fuck.
yeah.
So it's
But
like, what do I
it's just
do?
life.
So
It's
you
just
got yourself in
from
a
life.
situation. You feel
Yeah.
me?
It's
So
like I don't trust a lot of people, but it's just because of the 43 years that I've been through. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It just puts you where you are.
It's really interesting because, like, for me, okay, there's difference between self-love and
Mm,
being in love with
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Self-love versus being in love with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's two totally different things.
Mm,
And I'm like so in love with myself. Like, how does that make me look or make me feel like I'm gonna be with this jacked up person? Like
yeah,
they're not in love. I want to be with somebody where I could just like, I kind of made it funny with Mikey P. I love Mary Poppins, right? And so the guy that she was with, just dancing in the rain and
yeah.
doing all kinds of
Yeah,
stupid, silly, like crazy, out of the norm things. You know what I mean? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be like, oh, you got to wear this, or you got to do
yeah.
your hair this way, or you got to. No, you can't
Want someone to
control
be
me. Look, you
stupid.
can't
Yeah.
control me.
I know.
Let me stop.
When it comes to relationships, all I want is someone to love me as much as I love them, and that's never
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, do
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be like a natural thing.
Yeah.
And I've been on these dating apps.
Mm.
But I'm like, bum that shit. I'm like,
Oh,
no, I'm good.
bullshit.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Look, delete,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole thing.
I know.
It's wild. When I went into that dating world, before I ended up meeting my wife, like the in betweens, I was like, what the fuck
I
is
remember,
this,
right, when
man?
I was doing
What
that,
the
going on
fuck,
dating
man?
sites, you know what used to
It's like
fuck
a
me up,
fucked up
right?
video game is what it is.
You
That's
look in,
exactly what it's
Right?
like.
you look in your video, you look in your local area, right? And you have periods where you go on there and you think, oh, I know her. And like, say 6 months later, you get into a relationship, or whatever happens, you stop it. 6 months later, you go back on there, and it's all the same fucking people. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's all the same
If
bits.
that's not a red flag, I don't know what
Well, yeah,
is. Like,
exactly. You think you're still on here? You was on here 6 years ago. You're still on here.
well, you know why, Discreet? You know why? They're just wanting the meat and berries. That's all.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god! Let
Exactly.
them be the berries.
Exactly. Exactly that. But that's what used to crack me up. You see
Oh
all the same people on there. You think
Yeah,
this had changed.
yeah.
god! Oh my
No,
gosh!
no one knew.
I
You brought
had
up a
to.
good point. Oh
I
my
had
gosh!
to.
Innit?
Look,
But
discreet.
fuck that.
Look.
I've not been on a dating app for fucking years. It is like a stupid game to me now. It's just
You know what's so
ridiculous.
no, you know what's so funny? So I think I saw like a couple of people I used to work with.
Yeah, innit?
I'm like,
Yep.
why is this dude here? He's married.
Innit?
Why is that dude there? He's
Yep.
married.
It almost makes you because that's happened to me too. And I've
What the
thought I'm like,
fuck?
I'm just curious. Like it's like, and like I did it, but I'm like, I'm curious. It's like, do
Yeah,
I go down this rabbit hole? I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe.
innit?
And not
Now,
only
just seeing them on there, you know everything you need to know. It's just
look,
like, oh yeah, oh
not
yeah.
not only is this old coworker of mine married, but
Mm,
he's like, oh, I'm up for swinging, and I mean, no pun intended. Hey, whatever you want to do, if you
yeah,
want to, I mean, hey, be open. You know what I'm saying? Like, but on the dating
open
app,
relationships.
and
I
then
can't do that.
there's people in their uniforms. I'm like, what the?
And then I tell you what got me once, right? I met with this girl on a dating app, right? And her picture, she only had one picture on there, and she looked quite fine. And I was like, I
Okay.
like her. Anyway, I went and met up with her. Right, that fucking picture was from 20 fucking years ago. She was about 20 years older, man. I was so pissed off. I met her, and I was just like,
Oh shit.
"You're about 10 years older." Like that picture, like I thought she was that age. I thought that was a recent
Yeah,
picture,
yeah.
and yeah, she had aged. Like she was about 10 years older,
You know
and
what that
not
reminds me
aged
of?
well.
You know what
She
that
did not
reminds me of,
age well.
Discreet?
I was
Y'all remember
pissed
the
off.
y'all remember the movie How High with
Yeah,
Method Man and Red Man when the
yeah,
chick shows up at
yeah.
dudes with the
That happened to
dreads?
me. Yeah, it happened to me.
Oh
I was
god.
like, "What the fuck? Was this picture
Yep.
20 years ago or what?"
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah, like okay, so I have to tell you,
Yeah.
there's one
It's
Please
guy.
do.
fucking awesome.
Please
There's one.
do.
There was one guy I met him, right? So like I thought, I was like, oh, you look good, right? But his picture was from his shoulders up, or like chest up.
Yeah.
I didn't see the full body.
No.
I got to the restaurant. I almost made an about face, yo. Like I got to the restaurant, I'm like, oh fuck, is that him at the bar?
That's what I thought when I
I
met
was
this
like, oh
girl.
shit, I
Mm.
think that's him. I was
Yeah.
like, what do I
Yeah.
do? So I'm
And then
standing there like,
you can't
and
walk away. You've got to
and
be
this was during
polite.
COVID. He had a
Yeah.
mask on.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But
oh
yeah.
God, you know what? But I was like, okay, don't do that. And now you got to do the right thing. And I'm like,
Yeah. Just see it out. Let's see this
so,
through. And
so I'm
just that's
like,
the end of it.
okay. I was like, oh hey, So we went to sit down at the table, and then not only was he big, like I don't know, he was like super duper big.
Yeah.
He was just like rude,
Mm.
So
Oh wow.
he
Yep.
was
I
big
had the
and
same
rude.
experience.
I'm like,
This girl,
and
this girl
because
I
I
met.
look Asian, I guess, right? So there's that mentality, like, oh, she's a dummy. I'm like dummy, but you know what I mean? Like, oh, she don't know shit. She's from another
Yeah.
country, blah
Yeah.
blah. She ain't that. And then when I started telling, when I started talking to him, articulating, with him, and he was like, first he was like taken back. I guess because he was married with an Asian, or I don't know what the case may be,
Right.
but he just had that mentality like, oh, she's subservient. She don't know shit. She don't have a degree. She don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
then I broke it down to him, and I was like, and he was like, oh shit. I guess she's about business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, well, it's nice meeting you. Thank you for
Yeah.
the salad.
Yep.
I took
Whatever.
the only part of the conversation I remember with this girl that I met, who was 20 years older than she was in her picture, she just kept telling me how much she likes sucking dick, right? And she just kept, you can fuck my mouth and everything. And I'm sat there thinking, yeah, I'm definitely not getting with you if this is all you're going to talk about, right? But
Why?
when I left as well,
Just kidding.
because I
Hey,
left her, and I was like, no, I
hey,
don't want nothing.
baby.
It's no shoot. It's not good. I mean, yeah, you want a good, you want someone,
Yeah,
but if
See,
that's
you
all
can
they're
be honest,
talking about,
discreet. We
yeah. Be
outside
honest.
discreet. You can be
We
honest with
outside.
us.
Look, we
it was a
outside
red
now.
flag, right? It was a red flag. But I left her, and I just, yeah, nice to meet you, and I went on my way. The moment I left her, she started messaging me, giving me shit
Yeah, you're
about
right,
why
Annette.
didn't I kiss her.
He went on his way.
Started giving me hellfire for not kissing her goodbye. I was like, what? I have to.
Oh,
Who said that?
for a
Who
second,
said that?
I thought you were gonna say she started giving you head before she
Nah.
said goodbye.
But she, yeah, she was a bit, yeah, I could tell she was a wrong un.
All right, I'm gonna give y'all another cheat code. All right,
Okay,
Mikey P's
okay,
dropping fucking
okay.
cheat codes all fucking day long today.
Yeah.
If you, and this is for both of you, If you ever
Yeah.
find yourself going on that date again, as you both are
I
describing your
would be.
experiences,
Nope.
no,
Might be
hear me out.
too old
Hear
for
me
that
out.
shit.
Hear me out.
We're both like, hell to the
When
no.
it happens, or anybody that's watching this, when it happens for you, here's the cheat code to get out of that shit.
10 years at the most.
Let somebody know. Let somebody know that you're going on this date. What time the date starts? Tell them. 15 minutes in, give me a call. Give me a text message. Walk away if you got to. Hey man, sorry. Excuse me. I'll be back. Excuse me. I gotta go take this.
Yeah.
That way, in that first 10 to 15 minutes, if shit ain't really, you ain't feeling it, that energy ain't on, the frequencies aren't there. Hey man, my
Bail.
daughter just got hit by a bus. I gotta bounce.
Yeah, I got to go. Yeah.
And then here's the thing. And you know what? Tell them the most fucked up thing. A crocodile just ate my
I don't know.
motherfucking
That'll
dog.
come back to get
Whatever.
you. Saying
And
shit
here's
like
the
that.
thing. Let
That'll
them
come
think
back.
that. Let them say whatever they want and just fucking bounce. You ain't gonna never talk to them again.
That's true.
And
Yes.
if they message you the next day, be like, yo, how's the dog doing after the crocodile? How the fuck do you think the dog's doing after getting eaten by the crocodile? Well, how
Yeah.
the fuck do you think my daughter's doing after getting hit by a bus? Why would you even ask me that, you fucking idiot? Cheat code. Cheat
Right,
code.
right.
Fucking brilliant.
But you know
I
Yeah.
what?
know. I
I
know. That's
have
why
to
I
give you
shared it.
props, Discreet. Look, I have to give you props,
Sorry.
Discreet. You let that
Sorry.
run in. Like, 'cause she was giving that offer.
No. Oh man.
Being
Like,
and Barry.
if he was a bit more attractive, that conversation might have got my attention a bit. But
Right?
she
I'm just
wasn't. She
saying.
didn't age well, man. It was all just going wrong for her
Oh
physically. You
man.
know what I
Oh
mean?
man.
We should have another episode about
Oh, yo.
Yeah.
dating.
I've
Yes.
got loads of
Yes.
stories that I shouldn't even tell people, really.
Man.
This is real
Man.
stuff.
Yo.
And,
I think we're gonna have a new segment to the show. Cheat Code Tuesdays coming up from the We
and
Outside Livecast.
There we go. I
discreet
like that. I
secrets.
like that. For
Discreet
sure.
secrets. I like
Yeah.
that too. I love it.
Yes.
Man. I want to do a time check in that because I know me, I ain't doing shit. I'm chilling all day. I want to make sure we're good on time. I know we're gonna start wrapping down because I know you got to get on with your day as well. How are we looking on time overall?
I'm good. I'm so good.
All right,
Yeah.
bet. But no, I think it really comes down to, when we're talking, all kidding aside from, these experiences that we're talking about that you guys had with these dating apps and stuff, it comes down to like anything else, man. The energies of any relationship, the
Yeah.
frequencies of any relationship have to be on point. And again,
Right.
it comes back to the fact that you have a choice to remain
Right.
a part of that relationship or you don't. Like,
Right.
for real, like again, I'm gonna go back real quick when I was getting divorced and I was separated from my wife. Like she told me, she was like, yo, she's like, I still want to be with you. Let's try to make this work, yada, 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 yada. And
The same.
so like for real, like I was 14 years in, right? And I had some shit going on at the time, so I had to evaluate that, right? I did. I had to evaluate that. Number one, selfishly for myself. You have to. And number two, for the life that I had built with this other individual for the last 14 years, right?
Yeah.
But after I evaluated, here's what I thought. Well, we're obviously in this scenario for a reason, and I feel a lot different than I did 14 years ago, 7 years
Yeah.
ago, 3 years ago, right? So I had to take a step back and be like, yo, all right, at the time I was 35 years old. All right, now what happens if I try and make this work? What happens if 10, 15, 20 years down the road, whatever's already happened comes back up? Or,
Yes.
and I'm now getting divorced at 50, 55 years old. Well,
You've
shit.
wasted more time.
And what
That's
did I
why I
miss
don't.
out on in
Another
that
reason
20
I
years?
don't want to do it because half the time I've wasted so much.
But
Yeah.
Discreet, bro, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So here's what I say to that, respectively. This is my
Yeah.
retort to that. Number one, if you let it happen organically, let it
Yeah.
happen organically. No, don't force anything because that's about what we were talking about when you had to run off real
Yeah.
quick. But number two, bro, you have the choice. If something's not going away that you like,
Yeah.
your first thing is let's have a conversation about it. Depending
Yeah.
on what level of relationship that you're in with this person now, right? And again, whether it's a job, it's you and me as co-host and producer and artist, whether it's you in a relationship with somebody that's a romantic type of relationship. Number one, let's talk about it. Can we come to
Yeah.
some kind of solutions or understanding? And then if not, if you know in your heart of hearts that, man, you know what, after this conversation and really getting shit out there, that this ain't gonna
It's not
work,
working,
well,
yeah.
you have that fucking choice to remain in that relationship or not. Like
Yeah.
you do. You
Yeah.
do. That's
I
on.
don't.
That's
My
on
last
you.
relationship, I knew deep down within 2 weeks that this fucking cow was shagging everyone around me. Right? She was fucking everyone. I knew it, and I kept convincing myself that no, I can turn her around. She's not, and I will turn her around to only love me. But I've done that for 8 months, and it's just like this ain't working. I can't change this. What's the saying? You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. You just can't. I tried though. I fucking tried.
I'll tell you this though, you could turn a hoe into a house husband. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Mikey P's lived a couple lifetimes in this fucking 44 years that he's been here, man. I got stories for motherfucking days, dog. But that's another story for another day. But it is true though. You know, you have a choice, man, and I appreciate that sentiment that you just shared, Discreet. But literally everything that we do, like I had a choice. I had a choice last night to hop on a live cast with Justified. I looked at my phone multiple times because I knew I had to wake up at before 8 a.m. my time. And before you know it, it's 3:15 in the morning, and I've been on a fucking live cast randomly with Justified for 2 years. Oh fuck, man, that'd be a fucking like Guinness Book of World Records. For 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it was, and I had a choice to do that. I also had a choice. I could have fucking hit you both up in the middle of the night, be like, "Yo, I'm fucking tired. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning for live cast." But no, I made a commitment. I made a commitment. And I showed the fuck up. I got up. Literally, it's funny, Annette, because as soon as you had texted me on my phone, I literally just opened. My alarm had just gone off. My eyes had just opened. I was like, "Yo, I'm here. I'm here." But again, that's a choice. That's a choice that I made. You know, and I'm gonna be a little tired today. But you know what? One, it was my choice. But two, the value that came out of that conversation randomly that I had with Justify last night was well worth it. It was worth the 4 hours, the 3-4 hours of sleep that I lost.
I was watching, and it was a good conversation. From what I had to get up and get on with my day, and Mikey'd not even gone to bed. But I was shocked. I woke up, and I woke up to go toilet, and it was ready to start the day, really. And then I've looked at my phone, and there's Mikey. I'm just like, what? Does he know what day? Does he know he's on live in about 4 hours' time?
Right.
But I made it.
But it's his choice. He's a big boy. He knows what he's doing. So come on.
Well, I appreciate the concern, my brother. But hey, if Mikey P says something, Mikey P's always going to show up for that motherfucker. Let me tell you that, bro. I just knew you were going to be tired today.
And that's one thing I respect with the two of you. I mean, it's the whole work ethic, it's that grind. And the crazy thing is this, like when you're an entrepreneur, when you're an artist, when you're doing whatever, it's a mother. But it's you want to do it. That's the thing. For me, my time, like, oh, sleep, okay. So I think, well, you're supposed to get sleep, but I think it's overrated sometimes, to be honest with you. Because like the thing about it is you have this passion, you have this drive, and like I don't even know when my time ends, because it doesn't end. It just artists
I don't like going
hitting
to
me up,
sleep.
like people hitting me up like, hey, okay. So I don't know. I don't feel like it's work, and I think when you get to the point where
You're
it's like,
enjoying
oh
it.
wow,
Yeah.
okay, what were you
Sorry,
saying?
I just said when you're enjoying something, it doesn't feel like work because you love it.
Yeah. And, going back to the whole meat and berries thing, we're kind of going back and forth. Discreet.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I mean, it's a free country. It's free world. I mean, you can still have fun, but I guess it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
That whole emotional piece of it, because it's it gets really deep in the rabbit hole, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Too true.
So,
It does.
Very, very much. It very much does because, when you make that connection, at least romantically or just on some kind of level with a person to that extent, right? You can't help but get somewhat emotionally invested. Like I'm not saying like falling head over heels type of shit per se, but like in the beginning you're still like, well, does this person like me? Well, what do they think about me? Like that's an emotional investment. If you're starting to think about what does this other person think about me, ding, ding, ding. That's a fucking emotional investment because you're literally giving your your thoughts to this other individual and what they think or don't think or how they feel about you.
Power.
Bro, I drop everything. If I like someone, I will drop everything. I will stop making music to make you happy. And that's another thing why I don't want to get into a relationship, because I just naturally drop everything. Right, I'm here to make you happy now. And then 6 months later, you think, you don't love me as much as I love you. And then you think, what am I doing? I'm trying my best here, and I'm not getting the same shit back.
Right, no. And don't be dropping. We're going to call you up, Discreet. What you talking about? What you talking about?
I reckon if I came to America, they'd be falling over me just because of my accident. My accent. But no, like because I'm at an age now, I still would be very careful. It's like I'm not just going to go for oh, she's pretty. Like no, what's she like? What's her personality like? Because pretty girls, like the real, they look immaculate. Fucking normally they're hoes, man. They just are.
Or just fake.
Yeah.
Or just fake. But I want to point something out. I want to point something out that you said, Discreet. You said, I think XYZ, I want to make this person happy. Yeah. I'm going to say it like this way. This is an opportunity, since you spoke it out now, this is an opportunity where maybe maybe you even, I'm hypothesizing, okay? I'm not saying this about you, but maybe that's a flaw of yours, or maybe you feel that's a flaw of yours in your past relationships, right? So now what you have to do to avoid something like that happening in the future, you have to go in with that intent. You have to be extra cognizant of, all right, discreet. You literally have to fucking talk to yourself, bro. Yeah, I know you're going to want to, but you got to pull yourself back a little bit. You've got to pull your own strings, and that's not easy to do. But if knowing this, if you start to learn that, like breathing, right? You're just doing second nature. That's helping you, number one, heal from the past traumas that you've had with these types of relationships. Number one, right? Number two, you're also telling yourself what you feel you are worthy of and what you are and who you are worthy for, right? And that you have to put that, and you just said it in different words. You have to put those two things in the forefront of any relationship, romantic or otherwise, honestly, going forward at the forefront of when you're going into that new meeting or just discovering somebody for the first time as well, because you have to do it with more intent than you've ever done before, because it's a natural flaw. Like me, for example, I'm an alcoholic. That's a flaw. I have to intently, not so much these days because it's life breathing now. I look at it like an allergy, right? Like I basically know if I take a sip of alcohol, man, I'm going to have an allergic reaction and it's going to be very, very fucking bad for me, right? So that's kind of the mindset, at least from my experiences that I share with you. You have to go in with that intent. And for me, in the beginning, it was, no alcohol. I got to win the day. No alcohol today. No alcohol. No alcohol. No alcohol. And eventually gets to the point where
it don't bother you.
No. And people ask me all the time, does it bother you if I have a drink? Fuck no. No. Because what my flaw in being, in my DNA, coming from a family of addicts, because it's a sickness. Alcoholism is a sickness.
Being around drunk people is a bit annoying. It can be a bit annoying.
Man. Oh my God. Yes. And I also think sometimes I don't go out a lot like that. No, I'm a homebody. But like when I wasn't a homebody, I go around. I'm like, yo, was I like this drinking? But here's the point. The flaw that you realize, that I realized myself, and again, I'm not saying this is a flaw of yours. I'm just speaking generally, right, from the experiences that you talked about. Whatever word you want to attach and associate with it, you know this about yourself. So coming back to choices, you have a choice going forward. Am I going to continue to be that same person? Here's the answer. Yes, you are. But you could be different because you can move differently, knowing that you are this person today about making people one, but you're evolving. You're evolving and opening yourself up to a new way of thinking and a new way of thought that is healthy for you. Because here's the deal, people. Another cheat code. You have to be happy first and foremost for yourself before you could ever be happy for anybody else. Because if you're not happy for yourself, this is a fact, you are being fake with respect to the happiness for the other person. And you're not doing yourself any good. You're not doing yourself
Exactly.
any motherfucking good, man.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true because you're setting the precedent for somebody that this person was attracted to, as opposed to this your real you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I mean, it looks pretty, like eyelashes, fake butts,
Yeah.
boobs, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It
the thing
looks good.
about it
Yeah.
is like, um, and no pun intended. Hey, if that's your flow, that's your flow. But for me, at the end of the day, it's like, this is what you get. Like what you see is what you get. I
And
mean,
Yep.
why are these girls looking like that? Because they want every man looking at them. And why do they want every man? Because they want a piece of every fucking man that looks at them. I just don't
that
know.
comes to a
It's the way I
security
look at it.
thing. That comes
Yeah.
into insecurity, and
Yes.
then they have to like do a self assessment and ask themselves, okay, where did I learn this from? Why am I
Yeah.
insecure? And to caveat with the whole relationship thing too, right? So when you know your self worth, when you're so discreet, when you're in love, see that's the difference: self love and being in love with yourself.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go
When you're
grab more coffee. I'll be right back. Y'all keep talking.
when you're truly in love with yourself, it's like nothing can stop you because you by
Mm.
default you're in love with yourself to the point where no, I'm still gonna make my music. I'm
Yeah.
gonna dedicate this time. You're gonna have your structure by default anyway
Yeah.
because you love yourself that much that
Yeah.
your mate should know to be respectful
Mm.
to
Because
say
that's
he
another
needs
thing.
time, vice versa. Like she probably needs her space too.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like in the very beginning, it's probably like a honeymoon phase. It's probably like, oh, blah blah blah. But then,
Naturally. Yeah.
of course, then that's a whole nother thing. So
Yeah.
we're talking in future sense. Okay, now I'm in this relationship.
Now
Now
everything's
I'm learning
settled.
the person. She's learning me. We have to then create this new relationship with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. It's like riding a bike, I guess. You're kind of
Yeah.
rusty, but then you kind of like, okay, well, I know from the last bike that I rode, like that's not the kind of bike I want. You know
No.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
and then you're like, what do you call it? Pressing the pedal, right? And saying no, then you have to communicate because like, hey, when you said this, I kind of felt this way because I
Mm.
have a trigger or
Mm.
whatever the case may be. And that's the whole thing. I had a what do you call it, chat with I'm a pre-recording with one of the artists, and we were talking about relationships. And so that's the thing, it's the communication. It's how you communicate your delivery and the receiver. Are they
Yeah.
receiving that information?
Mm-hmm.
And if the receiver just receives but doesn't articulate how they feel about it, there's no two-way street. It's just a one-way
Yep.
street. And that's what comes
Exactly.
down to in relationships. I feel like
Yeah.
it's always a one-way because it's somebody, the ego, right? I want to be right. No, I want to be
Yeah.
right. But then
Yeah.
you don't you're both not right,
Yeah.
because you're both not listening to each other. So there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
So I
See,
think that if you love yourself, if you're in love with yourself, like literally, I think it's great that you're doing this discreet because
mm,
be, it's a game changer. That's all I have to say about that.
thank you.
Like you will know, you'll spot people, and like if that person comes at you in a way where you don't care for, you're not
Yeah.
even entertain it at the end of the day.
No.
You're just not gonna even start that
Exactly.
conversation.
I know. It's so true.
Very, very true. Fucking got Annette dropping fucking cheat codes up in this bitch today.
Yeah.
But no, like, and so that's how I am now. I cut my family off. Now I cut, like, I'm starting to say, okay, well, what do I want to let in my circle? What do I
Yeah.
want to let in? Because when you let in somebody, that's the vulnerability piece, right? So now the
Yep.
person knows that you snore or that you
Yeah.
blah say blah. Do I want to have somebody sleeping next to me? I
Well, you
mean, it's
sweat a
been
lot.
like so many years. You know what I mean? Like
I got an embarrassing story. My last relationship that
TMI, like TMI, so many years.
I'm going to tell you this, right? Sometimes in the summer, every summer, I can't put a duvet on me. I have to have thin blankets because I will sweat like hell. And my last relationship, the first time I stayed at her house, She had this massive duvet, and I just thought, oh, whatever, I'll be all right. And anyway, we woke up the next morning, right? And I swear to God, it was like we were led in a swimming pool. I absolutely drenched the bed in sweat because we had a duvet on us. There's two of us in the bed. I was so embarrassed. But yeah, that goes back to, you learn about each other. And I said, yeah, I sweat a lot. It's probably because we had this duvet on. I'm sorry. But the bed was soaking. It wasn't cum. It was sweat.
That would be.
I mean, cut you off, Mikey B. But you know
No,
what?
please do. Please do. Please do.
At the end of the day, this is the thing,
Yeah.
right? Am I acceptance of their snoring? Am I acceptance of their gassing in the bed? Am I
Yeah.
acceptance in like all these quirks, right? Do we
Yeah.
accept each other's flaws?
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, oh shit, like I want to smell you. I don't care if
Mm.
you worked out. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like that's the kind of shit I want. That's the type of shit I want to be in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Like I
Really.
can't wait till you come on. I'm smelling your shirt. Like I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you want to be in love with yourself like that as well. And then when
Yeah.
that person comes around, then you're both in love. And hopefully that person should be in love
Yeah.
with themselves as well, to the point
Yeah.
where we both have boundaries. So
Yeah.
we've established a boundary. Hey, I really have to be, at the studio or doing this at 1, you
Yeah.
know? And they're like, okay, and they have to be busy too. Because what I find is when a person isn't established, right, doesn't have a structure
Mm.
or doesn't have shit to do
Yeah.
except for gossip or complain,
Oh,
that's another thing.
I hate
Then
it.
then it's like you're not getting your stuff done. So it
No.
has to be like an equilibrium.
Yes.
You're both having to do something to build each other up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, being a power couple, building each other up, right?
Mm.
When one is down, the other one lifts the person up. When
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah.
You're climbing up this mountain.
Yeah.
Okay, babe, what kind of, snack do you want? I'm gonna pack it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the water, I got the treats, I got the kids stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you go and you get the truck or whatever, load the kids up. You know what I mean? Like it's even the little simple
Teamwork.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
You have to be supportive. You have to be
Yeah.
supportive. And that was something that I had to relearn in my new relationship, right? Like even sometimes today, because I was so programmed growing up in my first marriage specifically,
Mm.
like it's weird. Like sometimes when I want to go do music, it's like I'm asking permission almost, right? Because that's just the
Yes.
way I was conditioned, right? So,
Yeah.
and my wife's like,
I used to feel like that.
nah, go do your music. And she's an artist. She's
Yeah.
aspiring to be a tattoo artist right now. So it's like, nah,
Do you know
go
my
do your
problem?
shit.
When my partners would say to me, "Go on, go make your music," I still fucking wouldn't because I still felt guilty, and I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, "Nah, I'll be all right," and I
But
wouldn't
you
do it.
have to, because
Yeah.
discreet to what Annette was talking about, a relationship of any kind, especially the one that we're talking about right now, it's two individuals coming together
Right.
to make one whole, right? So there's
Mm.
still a part of this person. So you have your togetherness, but you're
Yes.
still the individual parts of you. And you have to remember
Yeah.
as well, you started liking that individual or having those feelings about the individual for the individualism that they carried, and vice versa,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So like it's a beautiful thing that I can experience. December, discreet,
Yeah.
this discreet in December is when I wrote my 100 tracks
Yeah.
in 26 days. Okay, do you think I wrote 26 tracks in like 26 minutes? No, I probably
Yeah.
wrote that month for probably 150 hours. It was a
Yeah.
full-time job
Wow.
writing.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, do your thing, because she understands how important this is to me. And she
Yeah.
supports that. And
Yes.
that's what a relationship is about. Somebody understanding that, hey, the person that I love, I care about, I'm choosing
Right.
to be in this relationship with,
Yeah.
this is them. This is their
Yeah.
individualism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing
Exactly.
whenever my wife's like, hey, I feel like drawing. Are you cool with that? Yes.
Yeah.
Go for
Fuck
it.
yes. Go ahead. You're not gonna bother me. Like I know you're not like cheating on me with your art. Like go do your
Yeah.
thing, man. I
Yeah.
support that shit. Like it's not.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna cause a wedge in our relationship because you
And
want to do art
it's not
instead of
like
watching a movie
I'm
or some
going out
shit.
with my friends, but I'm not telling you who friends I'm going out with, and you're
Yes.
like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
And so that's another thing. You should.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is this: you should be able to the person. Okay, so your spidey senses goes up, right?
Yeah.
And it's just really crazy because um you just have this unconditional love for a person, like you
Yeah.
don't like your kids, you have unconditional love for your kids, but it's, to me, it's, you can have unconditional love with a person.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, it's like you don't even know the person, right? Like, let's just say, for instance, I met somebody, right? I
Mm.
don't really know him, but
Mm.
I just have this like unconditional love for him, if that
Mm.
makes sense. And
Yeah.
I'm passionate about his business or whatever he's doing, and vice versa. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like a silver lining. It's not sad. You understand what I
No.
mean? Like, and you, because you want them to win, you want, and they want you to win, and so it's
Yeah.
like you the security, the trust is formed, and so
Yeah.
that's the basic foundation. And the
Yeah.
thing about it, you won't even question like where your girl is, you know what I mean? You won't question
Yeah.
where
Mm-hmm.
your man is. Like, it just like comes naturally,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Very much so. Very
Mm.
much
And
so.
that's like the freaking peak of the iceberg, because once you have that, it's like you don't even, you feel so relieved. I don't know how
Yeah.
to
Mm-hmm.
explain it. Like, I'm not
No, I know what you
religious,
mean.
but it's just like in my mind, because I like to envision stuff, right? And what
Yeah.
you want. So you want to envision what you want. You don't want to envision what you don't want, because
No.
then
Mm-hmm.
that's what you attract. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It's
And
true.
so, yeah, like start envisioning what, like, oh wow, this is what I want in my
That's
life.
how that's how we've all got to where we are because we imagine
Mm-hmm.
it in our brain. It's like, right, I want to do that, and you sort of picture it in your head what you're going to
Yep.
do, and you do it.
Yep.
Well, like Mikey said earlier, you've got to put the work in. You can't just sit there and think, right, when's this going to fall in my lap? Then when
Right.
does it come in? You have to go out and do something about it.
And you're
But
gonna be sitting
it
on that train
starts
for
in
a
your
You
long
brain.
gotta
time.
get that
Yep.
meat
Yeah,
and berries. You gotta
yeah,
get
exactly.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
isn't it? But no, it all starts in our imagination, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And no,
It's
it really
powerful.
does.
Yeah,
It
mind is
is.
so powerful.
It's
Everything,
it's
look outside, everything that's built outside started in someone's brain.
I know.
Yeah,
That, I was
everything.
just talking about that with
Yeah,
my
all
kids.
started in someone's brain and then it
Mm-hmm.
just appeared because they put the
Yeah.
work in.
Yeah. Pretty much, man. Pretty much.
Man,
It's
No dating apps, okay? No dating.
no,
yes, none. Let it
no way.
happen organically. Don't go looking for it, people. It will
Exactly.
find you if you want it. Trust me, whether I'm
Yeah.
dating app or not. It's just
Um,
it's just a fact. It's just a
yeah.
fact, man. It's
It's
just a fact.
until, and so like what Mikey P said earlier, until you're ready is when the universe will bring it to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why that, and so I'm so how can I explain it? Like structured, right? That
Mm-hmm.
I have to like, I'll plan it out, but then I want that structure, and so I have to be flexible, because if it doesn't go my way, it's like you can crash out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is this, like, okay, well, maybe it didn't happen today, maybe it's not gonna
Mm.
happen tomorrow, but there's a reason for it, because we're
Mm-hmm.
not ready. The
Yeah.
universe is looking and saying, "Oh, is
The
Mikey
thing
P
is,
ready? Is Annette ready? Is the screen ready? Like, are you guys ready?"
and
Because once you get that shit, there's no taking back.
and
You
Mm-hmm.
gotta go.
exactly.
You gotta
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
like,
And
oh shit, I didn't know I had to learn this. I had to do that.
and
Like, yeah. So anyway,
I've been in positions with Mikey where Mikey will put something to me, and like it will surprise me. It's like, what? What's going on? And then for a second, you sort of like, "Whoa, I'm not ready for this." And then you sort of say, "Actually, this is what I asked for. So let's get myself ready for this." You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's like, no, you
yeah,
don't back out now. Now it's here. You asked for this, and now it's here. So come on, let's do.
yeah.
This is what you
So true.
wanted. Like you
So
said, be
true.
careful what you wish for.
Like when they say you gotta be ready to, you have, instead of getting ready or something like that, stay
Redman says
ready,
in his new
not get
album, he
ready. Yeah,
says,
stay
"I
ready.
don't, I don't ever have to get ready because I'm already ready," or something like that.
Yeah,
Redman says it. He says, "I'd never get ready because I'm already." You know
right.
what? Yeah, he's ready
We
already.
making our remix.
Yeah, he's
Hell yeah, we
already.
are. Hell yeah, we are. That's what we do. That's
We
what we
We don't
do,
have
outside
to get
and
man.
we
ready.
ready.
Man, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, man? Ain't that the truth? Shit. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is we could probably sit here for the next 4 hours and talk.
We could.
Yo, man. I love. For real. I love conversations like this where we can just keep flowing. We're almost at 2 hours, y'all. We're almost at 2 hours.
Oh my
Of
I've not checked the time yet.
And again,
run out for a phone call from a daughter.
If y'all are tapping into the We Outside Livecast for the first time, this is what it is, man. We just have authentic conversations with authentic human beings. What up, Swab? Swab tapping in. What up, fam? That's what we are. We've literally just, nothing we have talked about today has been scripted. Right. We are just three human beings who have an understanding that conversation brings so much power when you can connect on that level with beautiful human beings.
I feel like I know Annette's life story. Like, I know why she is where she is now.
And you know what, Discreet? I will tell you this. From everything that we've been talking about today, you know why this is happening today? Because the universe said this should be happening.
Yeah.
Ooh, that gave me chills.
That's a fact, man. That's the only reason we're here today, because the universe told us to be here today. And all we did was walk our path in time, respectively, to get to this moment in time to be having this conversation. That's a fact, man. And if that ain't fucking real and authentic, I don't know what is.
We outside, and now you in the know. You gotta get the recap, baby.
Man, for real. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start to shut the door on you. But before we do, there's always final words. There's always final words before we close the door on you. So Discreet, you know what it is. You always go first because we always let the special guest write it out, bro. So what are your final thoughts, words, takeaways from today that you want to share with the outsiders?
Well, it's brilliant because I just feel like I know Annette a hell of a lot more. I had a few questions, but you answered them all before I got to the question. I was going to ask, how did you get to podcasting? I found out everything I needed to know without even to ask a question. And that's how I love it. I get these questions and then the conversation just flows and you find out anyway.
Yep.
So, yeah, I love it. That's how it was a good show.
Bless up, bro. All right. Annette, this is your time. Final words from you. Definitely make sure to let the people know outside with us here today where they can find you. If you want to, certainly definitely do a plug for your show. But I'm going to leave you with one last question as you ride the final thoughts out for the show today. For anybody that might be watching or has watched this, at any point of the live today, or anybody that's going to be viewing this on YouTube here in the future, because that's where this episode will live, on our We Outside Live Podcast YouTube channel. What do you look for in a guest, or how, if somebody wants to be a guest on your In the Know 360, what does that look like? What do you look for in a guest to be on your show?
And I'm going to have to piggyback on what you said, authenticity. I know the word is cliche, guys, but you got to keep it real with me.
Yeah.
Ain't no fake shit, excuse my French, in the No 360.
Yeah.
If you about the realness, if you about, reality, because there's so much AI and this, like fake stuff out here, then come to In the Know 360. I got you. I mean, at the end of the day, I just want people to be real, and because we just live with this whole fake society, and I was telling you earlier, I'm not trying to be long-winded, but I had to cut my family off because I want to get to the root of the realness of who I am.
Yep.
And that whole identity thing, after 24 years of military service, finding myself and learning, what's next to this whole civilian world, and then with my kids and everything, and modeling what leadership to my kids. And so, at the end of the day, if you're real and you really want to help people, you want, to provide service and honesty and love and compassion. And because my motto up there says showing love full circle. So that's what I'm about.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And you can find Annette on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, In the Know 360, Pacific Diva #9.
Yes.
Memory like an elephant for now. Because I know that's just going to go away one day. Straight up. No, Annette, like truly. Man, right? We appreciate the hell out of you for popping outside with us and having an authentic conversation today. Again, everybody, this full episode, if you're just tapping in with us, I'm going to get it up to YouTube sometime today, so it'll be on our We Outside Live podcast channel on YouTube. And let me give y'all a little insight to what the next week looks like, because every week is a fucking We Outside week now. Wednesday, we're opening up Wednesdays. This Wednesday, we are going to have the brother Free Prentice Banks joining us.
Can't wait
on
to
the
talk
live cast Wednesday. Saturday, we pick up every Saturday where we're doing it going forward. Put the guns down. We Outside Live. We got the brother, the homie, the cast member from Put the Guns Down and World Epidemic, X-Rated, joining us next Saturday.
What?
And then Discreet. This is not the first time that this has happened to us, where we spent a full weekend in Sacramento. But it is happening next weekend, because we got X-Rated representing not only Put the Guns Down the World Epidemic, we got X-Rated representing Sacramento. And then on Sunday, episode number 2, we are bringing back a family member who goes by the name of Little Six.
Oh,
Y'all don't know about Little Six, Lilsicx. Y'all need to go tap the fuck in with the Prince of Darkness, Little Six. So that's where it is. Wednesday, Free Prentice Banks. Saturday, X-Rated. Sunday, the homie, Lil Six. Hey, people. Hey, man, if y'all don't know where to find us, tell them, Discreet, where the fuck can they find us, dog?
We Outside.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Annette,
I appreciate you.
we appreciate you. We're definitely going to have to do this again at some
Yes,
point.
another
For
segment.
sure.
Dating segment. No.
Let's
You're like,
Not
no.
one of them things, no.
Hey, man, I'll play Wink Martindale if I have to. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Well,
brilliant.
thank you so much. I really appreciate the both of you. And hey, I'm gonna be inside so I could be outside with y'all this coming week.
Appreciate that. Tap in. Always. Tell the others. Open the door. We outside.
That's right.
We got Pacific Diva in the know. We got the Alien Discreet. And this is Mikey P signing off for We Outside. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Tell the others. Open that door. It's that easy. Peace out, y'all.
Full circle.
Peace.
Love y'all. Mwah.
Mwah.
All love.